Hello, Kicking YouTube. Welcome back to episode, what was it, 59? Almost at 60 episodes. Holy shit. Well, with the recent updates of Above VGT and all that kind of stuff, a lot of my custom images won't load, but that's okay. They're probably working on fixing it. We'll deal with it for today. We'll be fine. But with that, let's kind of just jump right in and do a little recap and go crazy. So, hello, everybody. I believe it is just go crazy.
There we go. All right, so
Sammy's camera is just a spinny.
Hold on.
Hello.
So we finished up the fight that we were doing with the orcs and whatnot. Might have performed a fastball special with the Raging Barbarian. Because Rage was going to end, and I didn't know whether or not our wereboyfriend was going to go feral or not. So I was like, your Rage needs to keep going. I'm going to chuck you. You're going to take like 2 points because you're raging. That'll keep your rage going. Put you right next to the bear. But yeah, fight wrapped up. Thankfully, bear did not go feral. So we went back to the caravan. Traveled down all the way to Succumber and ended up the group we were traveling with basically set up a wall line of defense with ballistas in all between Succumber and the woods. Watches were had partway through second watch, if I've got my math right. Cecile did her resting in the caravan on the way there, so that she'd be up all night because don't trust it. But yeah, partway into second watch, noticed not Cecile. I think it was Alyssa noticed a torch.
Somebody noticed a
torch. Yeah, coming out of the woods. So there was some tense moments, and then Alyssa's dragon senses started going off, and we were like, oh shit, and managed to spot the eyes of what is more than likely a dragon. But they did not come out of the woods. They kind of did a peek out from the woods and then faded back in, kind of thing. So things were a little tense for the rest of the night on various watches and things. Then in the morning, the group kind of got together and we're like, so while some of us can function in a larger group, most of us don't function the best in a large group. Like, we're not all big battalion fighters. So we're talking about splitting off, but Braunabel wasn't up yet. But Sir Eastaval was Mr. former retired adventurer guy, and he was like, you guys go. I'll tell them that you're heading in on your own. So we decided to enter the forest kind of on the opposite side of where the dragon showed up, because Cecile's brain was like, that's where they revealed where the dragon was last night. So I want to go on the opposite side, because I want to go where they think we're not looking, basically, kind of, to go in. And then we determined prior to going in, because people's experiences with these fucking woods we have a loose setup of, if we do get separated, who's going to try and stick with whom on our way, you know? Like, if we have to split, stick with these people, so that way, one, the healers aren't all together, and the big tankier types are not necessarily all together. So I think it's Hadron and Nyla.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then Alyssa and Alita is another grouping. And then Cecile, Timbers, and Cece. Since both Cecile and Timbers can kind of tank quite a bit of damage. It's like, we don't need a full healer, but close to a healer. We should be fine. And then Cecile was given 2 sending stones, one from Hydrune and one from Alyssa, I think. So that
Yeah.
way, the sending stone pairs are actually split apart, so people can talk to each other.
Yep.
And
Just one
then,
group has to be middleman.
and with Cecile's helm, there's that ability of, okay, I got a sending stone message from this stone. I can kind of like triangulate and then maybe use the helm to teleport to them, kind of type thing. So, but that is only if, you know, we had separated. The plan is to not separate if we can help it.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. Yeah. I don't think there were any huge reveals. I mean, basically seeing the dragon confirms that the green dragon is probably somewhere in these woods. Like, if we had just seen the eyes, there could be the argument of maybe it was an illusion, but Alyssa's dragon sense went off, so it's like,
With
no,
the motherfucking payback.
that's confirmation-ish. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We started going into the forest.
All right.
And it was also talked to with Timbers that we're not doing the you scout ahead because of how dense and thick the fog is and how easy it is to get lost in this place. We just stick together. Yeah.
Gibbers. Also considering last time we kind of just went from fight to back to camp to back on the road. And never went over any loot that was found.
Oh, that's true. We did. I vaguely remember we looted bodies, but I remember that comment was made, but then we were like, we can handle it later. So loot.
All right. So loot. A couple items that you guys found within the mess of the orcs and the wanties and whatnot. You found not one, but 2 tankers. And I forget which in the party has the ability to identify.
I know
Is
Alyssa has
Nyla?
identify.
Okay.
I don't remember
Said
who else
Alyssa.
does.
I have identify.
Okay. So you got 2 tankards. 2 potion-like substances that haven't been identified. 2 scrolls. A couple of potions, or 3 potions of superior healing. So this is the 8d4 plus 8 ones.
Nice.
And oil. And then a book.
What kind of book?
Be identified.
I mean, it's probably safe to say that those could have been identified on the wagon on the way to Scumber. So that
Otherwise, you guys find about 1,000 gold split up between everybody. So yeah, 1,000 gold.
that's a considerable amount for an ambush group, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So while you guys have taken back to the thing, while you guys are, I'm assuming you guys are going to identify all this before you get to the camp and long rest before.
Yeah.
Also imagine while we're also doing long rest, I like to try to attune to my death lance.
Okay, we'll get to that. So
Yeah, I know,
as you
same.
guys are traveling to the edge of Succumber, someone casts identify.
Yes, me.
Cool. You have 2 tankards of sobriety. They're wondrous items held by the orcs. This tankard has a stern face sculpted into one side. You can drink ale, wine, or any other non-magical alcoholic beverage poured into it without becoming inebriated. The tankard has no effect on magical liquids or harmful substances such as poison.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm just thinking of ways to abuse that in taverns.
Get out of my head.
And then you guys got 2 potions. Potion of poison resistance. And a weird one, potion of radiant resistance.
Okay.
There is no resisting the radiance. I will blind you.
I was gonna say, you have the ability to like radiant someone so bad they would have to get a 9-degree burn at that rate.
And then what are they? 2 scrolls?
3. Oh yeah, 2 scrolls.
Scroll of protection from elementals. And scroll of protection from Fae.
Uh-huh.
I feel like the scroll of protection from Fae would be a Hydroon thing.
And
so
then
that it gets held on to until it gets used or needed.
and then oil. What you guys found was the oil of sharpness.
Was someone putting these items in their inventory? Is someone particular?
I'm sorry, did you say oil of sharpness or oil of sharkness?
Sharpness.
Sharp.
Clear
razor
Jeanette.
blade.
This clear Jeanetteless oil sparkles with tiny, ultra-thin silver shards. The oil can coat 1 slashing or piercing weapon or up to 5 pieces of slashing or piercing ammunition. Applying the oil takes 1 minute. For 1 hour, the coated item is magical and has a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls.
Damn!
Okay, was really excited for someone to be able to turn into a shark. That's lame.
And not what it cracks up to be.
You said oil of sharpness.
Yep.
Hold on. I want to add. Who's holding these items? Because if no one is going to, we can have Thor hold them.
We just have Thor hold them. I'm
Yeah, I say
typing
Thor.
to put them in the chat right now, but
I also have
Or
my
it's just going
handy
around the battlefield going. Blip, 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 blip.
Yeah, because I can give them to Thor, and then we can use them.
you said it was scroll of protection from Frey, right?
Protection
Oh, no,
from
scroll
Fae, protection
protection
from
from Fae.
elementals.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it wasn't poison resistance.
That's a potion. It's a potion. Wait,
Yep.
Oh, the poison resistance was okay.
Potion of
So we
poison
have
resist.
2 separate scrolls.
Yes.
Yes.
So you guys found the
Okay.
2 tankards. It was 2 potions, which was poison and radiant resistance. The 2 scrolls were protection from Fae and protection from elementals. 3 superior potions of superior healing, so the 8d4 plus 8 ones. And then the oil of sharpness.
How many superior healing potions?
3.
3.
1, 2, 3. Okay. I think I have everything so far.
And
You said
then
protection from elements or elementals?
from
Elementals.
elementals. And then the last thing you guys found was a book.
Faye. Hold on 1 second. Scroll of protection. Faye. I'm having to customize it. It just takes a couple of seconds. Scroll of protection. Elementals. Sorry.
No,
And
you're
then
good.
what was the book?
The book is the Manual of Bodily Health.
The
Oh,
wondrous item.
It is a very rare wondrous
This
item.
book contains health and diet tips, and its words are charged with magic. If you spend 48 hours over a period of 6 days or fewer studying the book and practicing its guidelines, your con score increases by 2, as does your
Ooh.
maximum score for that. The manual then loses its magic, but it regains it in a century. So once you use it, you can't use it again for 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
wait, so
But
your
even-
maximum also goes up?
So
Yes.
even if you give it to somebody who already has a constitution of 20, this is
They'll
one
be
of the few
22.
times you can make it a 22. Good luck getting
Ooh.
hit.
Wow.
So,
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
but part of me,
Yeah, you guys kind of earned it on this
I
one.
had sharpness in there twice. Whatever.
I've got the oil of sharpness, the manual of bodily health, the 2 scroll protections, the 3 superior healing potions. Is that it?
The 2 tankards of sobriety.
Tankards of
Oh, yeah.
sobriety. Tankard of sobriety, wondrous item. There's 2 of them or 1?
2.
1,
Because you
2.
had
There
you
you
had
go,
what?
Thor.
You had a whole bunch of you had a whole bunch of orcs, and a couple of them had these to keep their wits about them, so they can look like they're being drunk as everybody else, but they're the alert ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said you had 2 tankards, both scrolls of protections, the oil, both
The oil, the
potions of
potions,
resistance.
and the manual. Yeah, the
The 3
potion of poison and
radiant.
radiant. And
Did
Thor
you-
already also. So you want to know the potions of resistance that Thor currently holds? Fire, lightning, necrotic, poison, psychic, radiant, and potion of water breathing. So he has all of those
Holy-
resistances. Thor is loaded up right now.
There was also 3 superior healing potions.
Yeah, those are in there.
Okay.
Those should probably get dispersed between people.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I
I'm
don't know.
willing. I'm like, here you go, you can have it.
Oh, there's also that 1,000 gold that you said was split between the party, Timmy.
Anybody can take that. I
Mhm.
don't need it.
Let me do. That comes out to 142 gold, 85 silver per. It's split 7 ways.
142 and 5 silver.
85 silver.
85 silver. Got it. Okay.
Badger, I sent you a DM.
Okay.
Oh, it's so tempting. My book is pretty sweet.
And then we have somebody wanting to attune.
Nyla is gonna reach into her bag of holding, and she's gonna like grab out, or she's going to attempt to, camera, here, show thing. she's gonna like reach into her bag folding, but as she's reaching in, she feels something. Huh? What?
Oh no.
As she pulls it out, she struggles a bit, but she pulls out a handle, and it slowly comes out to a great sword. As her eyes kind of bulge out a bit, and it's a heavy, great sword. Before putting it down next to her.
Why do you have that?
I don't know.
Did you put it in your bag?
I mean, it's the only way to get it in and out of there. If it's a bag of holding, she'd have
She
to be
kinda
the one to put it in there to pull it out.
She kind of pauses for a second and then looks over at like Alyssa and Cecile. That dragonborn we face, this is his sword.
Okay. The dragonborn you buried?
Yeah,
I didn't see you holding that when we picked you up.
I must have grabbed it while I was gathering my stuff.
Alyssa immediately is like, get rid of it. Fucking get rid of it. For all we know, they're tracking us through it. Fuck that. I don't want it. I don't
Bad
like
juju.
that. I don't like it.
Uh,
Let me see it.
I was gonna try to break it if possible, but
Let's just
meantime-
see it.
In the meantime, chicken, give me a con check.
Fuck.
Oh, chicken's attuning to something else.
What's going on? Sorry.
Con check.
Con check.
Con check. Yeah, okay. Got it. Give me uno momento and con check. Here we go. Ooh, nice. 19.
Chicken. You're sitting there on the cart ride with this death lance out, trying to attune to it a bit. And during your methods of trying to attune to it, you feel this overwhelming necrotic energy into your body. And at first you can tell it tries to fight you because necrotic druids are all about life, necrotic's all about death. Doesn't seem to go very far. It almost stings when you're trying to focus on this. But that energy seems to grab a hold of something else that you have up your sleeve and decides
Whoa.
to delve really deep into your blood hunter magic.
Oh yeah.
It takes a firm grip of that blood hunter magic, and you kind of feel whatever you feel when you're entering a wear stage. When you activate
Yeah.
your blood magic, you kind of get this rush of intensity of like tenfold. Your
Oh,
eyes
jeez.
momentarily turn this dark blood red, and then it just kind of shifts into this black nothingness. You manage to attune to this lance,
Yes.
and you realize that because it took to your blood magic, and considering how large the weapon is compared to how small you are,
Oh yeah.
you realize that in a wear form, in your hybrid form, you can wield
Uh-huh.
this weapon.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Bet. Fucking bet.
Oh yeah. Werebear getting much more deadly now.
Considering what it does, I would be scared.
I would be too, but I'm not.
Because it's a
You mean chicken
D12.
should be scared.
Well, it's a D12 weapon. On a hit, the lance does an additional 4d8 necrotic damage. The target's hit point maximum is reduced by the amount equal to the necrotic damage it takes.
Wait. Wait, hold on. Its HP is reduced to the damage that the necrotic
The
deals.
maximum. So if a
No,
person
the
has
maximum gets dropped by that necrotic damage.
Yeah, so let's say this person has fucking 300 health or something. Let's
Uh-huh.
say the product is what, 24?
Yeah.
So their health would drop from 300 to 276. Like their
To the-
max health would drop
to
from
the-
300 to 276.
Yep.
Yep.
To the point where if they try to heal themselves, it wouldn't get above that new maximum.
Gotcha. Oh
Not
shit.
without- Yeah, not without.
This reduction
greater
lasts until
restoration?
the target finishes a long rest. The target dies if the hit point maximum is reduced to 0.
Yeah.
It's scary.
It's nasty.
That's scary, dude.
So back to Nyla.
Oh, I want to. Yeah, Cecile is looking at Nyla holding this thing, being like, "This is a great sword, right?
Yeah, it's a great sword.
So this thing is longer and wider than the long swords that Cecile wields." So like, can Nyla even lift this thing?
No, she's having trouble lifting it up, but she's like looking at Cecile, kind of.
I'm gonna like this is in camp at Succumber, right?
Yeah.
Timmy?
Or on the way
Yeah,
there.
or leading up. Yeah, I mean, there's the 4 hours Cecile is out, but
Yep.
could have been any time between then and Succumber because we were a couple days out from Succumber, right? Or something from when
Like
from the
half a
ambush,
day.
like a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So. Yeah. Whenever this happens, yeah, Cecile's just gonna be like, get let me. This is just like this thing is easily like Cecile's long swords are bigger than Nyla. So this thing is like probably weighs the same amount as Nyla. Not quite, but so Cecile's gonna kind of like take the sword from Nyla. Because Nyla, you tried to break it.
I need a con save and an insight check.
Cool. I'm the one that just took the sword from you. Because if Nyla tried to break it, she probably didn't get anywhere, right? With trying to break it, Tim? Like, she couldn't even really pick it up. Nyla said something about trying to break it. I assumed that there was no change to the sword.
Trying to break it. She just realized she had it.
She was talking about breaking it, which is what made Cecile go, here, if anybody's
going to say something, but what I was going to say she was gonna thinking about breaking it, but she wanted to detect good or evil on it, see what kind of thing it is.
I mean, Cecile's grabbing
Cecile just grabbed it
because you could barely get it out of the bag. So Cecile's braid is like, weapon is more dangerous in the hands of somebody who can't even wield it, because then it's more likely to injure themselves or others with it. So you said con save to me?
Con save and insight check.
Is this a charmed thing or no?
No.
Cool. It's not poison either, right?
No.
Cool. Straight roll. That, for like a split second, it was on 4. Then it hit the edge. Okay.
Yeah.
24, and I've got advantage on insight. Still not the greatest.
Alyssa will look, or not Alyssa, Nyla will look back at Alyssa and kind of just shrug and be like, "Last thing I remember when I was gathering my stuff, we were supposed to get going. I know we were in a bit of a battle, but I don't remember picking that up, and if I did, it was by accident."
You pick up this blade and kind of just like hold it out. This blade feels powerful. It just has this, like, it's perfectly balanced. It's
I mean, it's a great sword. It's 2 hands, right?
Yes.
Cecile, maybe we should take it to what's her name back in Blackfall and see
I'd
if
say
she
take-
can detect anything.
I say take to the dwarf brothers.
Well,
Maybe they might
Nyla
be able
hasn't
to.
even tried to detect on it. I would just feels in the bag, but I don't get anything other than powerful feels from it. Just
You just like this sword, like wherever you don't suddenly you no longer care where Nyla got this sword. You just know it's nice. It's very balanced. It feels good in your hands.
Royal-esque making, made for a high-grade warrior. I'm questioning Cecile because I can see the look on her face, so I'm like, so there's something up with that.
good.
Yeah.
Like I'll even do kind of a balance test with it. It's like getting it to balance like this is like long swords in general. That's why
No
I felt
one in their
love
right
for
mind
this
is
sort of
just
thing.
gonna leave that on the battlefield if this is what we feel like it is.
Well, Nyla killed the Dragonborn and buried him. I think she was pure beat the fuck up when I found you, so I wouldn't be surprised that you just chucked it in your bag. I mean, it doesn't fit my fighting style per se, but I mean, I could try it out and we could see how bad it goes, or you can detect stuff on it, Nyla.
I can detect stuff on it first, but as I said, I saw my stuff on the ground. I was exhausted. I couldn't see much. My vision was blurry. I saw my stuff just lying on the side of his body, and I grabbed all of my stuff before you come and put me on your shoulders.
My only concern is that others could track us through it. That's it.
So what
Other
do
than
you?
that, fuck him, we lost a sword.
I'm gonna cast Detect Good or Evil.
Is there any writing on it? On the sword, is there any writing on the sword?
So the
Yes.
sword is bigger than you.
Okay, because I can read anything, to be honest. I have a trait that I
Is
can
there
read
writing?
anything.
You can read anything.
I have Eyes of the Ruin Keeper.
All right, Nyla, you use detect evil and good.
Yep.
You don't sense anything.
Can I look over the shoulder of whoever's holding it and see the writing?
Oh,
It's not evil or good, so it seems fine.
I mean, you also didn't read the spell.
So-
Mouse, you
I
read.
mean,
You read down the side of the blade as rune etchings that are in Netherese.
Netherese. What is
Never.
Netherese? I don't think that's one of the ones I know. Got Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Draconic, Giant, and Sylvan.
Well, with my trait, I can read all writing, even if I don't. Well, if I look at it more.
But I feel okay, right? So like it feels powerful, but I didn't feel anything funky with it.
The more you know is that the longer you use this weapon, you feel like the more powerful you'll feel.
And Nyla did detect good and evil on it, or no?
Yes. Nothing was detected.
The problem with detect good and evil is that for the duration, you know if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you. Similarly,
you
you know
got-
if there's a place or object within 30 of you that has been magically consecrated or desecrated. It doesn't necessarily do anything with objects.
We must chuck that sword into the fires of Mount Doom.
I mean, anybody got detect magic on it?
I think I do, actually.
I mean, it's
I
got power.
I
I do have detect magic.
think a lot of us do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thanks for making. Yeah. Thanks for stealing my thunder.
So, chicken, you using detect magic?
Yeah, sure. I'll go and cast detect magic on it.
Wisdom save.
Oh fuck! Thanks.
I knew what I was doing.
1 sec. All right, advantage.
One
Here we
page
go. Rolling. God, both were shit. 15.
You feel a very quick and sudden pain to your psyche,
Ow.
and you
Ow, my
suddenly
brain.
don't remember what you were doing. Like the last 30 seconds are just nothing happened.
Ow, my frontal lobe. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Hey, Badger, I would like to attune my lands.
You already did.
Remember, I
Timber
Timber's
doesn't remember.
30 seconds, not
remember what
30
happened
minutes.
last 30
30 seconds, not minutes.
Alyssa's
going
just
to-
like, try that
I'm
again.
gonna put.
Maybe, but
Try
Try it
what
again.
again? Try what again?
Hey, Timbers, you want to detect magic on this sword?
Oh, yeah, I do have detect magic. Yeah, sure. I'll go ahead. Yeah, let me go use detect magic
I'm
again.
just looking at Alyssa, like,
and I'm just sitting here like,
Wisdom save with disadvantage.
let's watch it this
No,
time.
no, not this. All right, so it's just me. I get advantage. Do get advantage, so it'll just be a regular roll. Damn it. 20. I got a dirty 20. Fool me
It's-
once, shame on you.
It's very magical.
God, please.
he gets a class of the magic, right?
Like, not only is the item magical, but you're pretty sure that it's got spell storing in it.
It's got what now?
Spell storing. You can use it to
Oh.
cast a series of spells.
Oh, it's a wizard's blade.
Just look at Timbers holding this great sword.
Yeah, this thing's like
Oh,
giant to
Timbers
me.
doesn't even touch it. It's
Yeah,
still
I
in
just
your
look at
hands.
it.
No,
Yeah, I
no,
just-
but
I wouldn't
the
handle
fact
it.
that Timbers was like, "Oh, this is a wizard's blade." Seems like
Oh, it's one of those.
this.
No, I feel like Timbers be like, oh, it's one of those blades.
What? Explain, please.
I basically proceed to tell him that this is kind of like a wizard's wand, you know, basically allowing to cast spell through it. But it's more of a wizard's blade, really. It allows to store spells and actually use it from this sword. So think of it as a giant, deadly wand.
A giant stabbing wand.
Yes, a giant stabbing
Cecile,
wand.
have you ever dealt with anything like this
With
before?
preloaded spells.
Have I dealt with anything like this?
Fireball!
Sun and no, the
Don't
sun and moon
do
spells
that.
are its own thing. But
No, I'm just imagining someone like they go like for a swing and they cast fireball, like sending a fireball like just launched.
Yeah,
but yeah, have I dealt with anything like that, Tim?
Not to your knowledge.
Do I know anything about the sword due to the fact I'm a black artificer?
You can read the
knowledge.
sword, but you can read the
Yeah.
sword, but you don't know the language. You don't.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't we ask the
You
one
don't know
person
the
that,
origin.
Why don't we ask the person that has a who has a deity on a hotline on a hotline? Hey, hi, Drew. You got any knowledge? Maybe Raven Queen might know.
I could ask, but there's no guarantees she'll answer.
We'll start calling that 1-800 Raven Queen.
1-800 Raven Queen.
Lord, I'm just gonna look. Do I get the sense I could even destroy this if I tried?
Why would you want
this is
to?
Thick.
This is a very powerful sword in your hands.
Mhm.
This is almost better than your Sun and Moon sword.
You're getting the idea
Does
that if you can completely
does
attune
it
to it, it will
feel-
get even stronger.
Does it feel better than the Sun and Moon swords?
1-800 Raven Queen. Wait a minute, what was Perma who said that? That was me. Perma does the jingle.
Better as in what? Better as in what?
Like, do I feel better holding this sword than I do those swords?
At the moment,
Like,
yeah, you
that's
feel
what I'm-
really
Emotional
good.
sense or a physical sense?
Right. Emotionally, right now, I really like the sword. Okay.
Oh great, we found the
So
we found
I'll
the sword of power.
turn to
And we found Frodo.
Alyssa and just be like, one, I don't think we can destroy this even if we tried.
Oh god, we
Two.
found Isildur and we found the Ring of Power.
If this thing's kicking as much magic as Timbers is saying, I'm not even sure a bag of holding is gonna keep it off the radar. Because
Do you
sometimes
feel
it's weird.
wielding
It feels
something of
good.
that magnitude?
It feels good.
Then
Pumps the
if
face saying,
it,
give it a
I kind
try?
of look and gesture at the rest of the party. I'm kind of like, I'm kind of in votes of you holding on to it
Sure.
because of
mean-
your ability to get big, and then the party's ability to make you bigger.
Oh shit! This is
I can hold on to
Steel's
it.
face. It's like, oh, if I get bigger, this gets bigger.
Yeah,
I can
How
hold it.
tall is this thing compared to me?
Timbers,
in my
you
current
are better
size?
at identifying.
Oh, you are
what's up
still
with
Are we
bigger than
talking like
it.
Cloud Sword?
No,
Okay.
no.
Which is okay.
It's not a
It's a
Buster
great
Oh,
Sword.
wait a minute, are we going? Okay,
Oh,
gotcha. But I'm still taller than it, but like if I put it tip down, where does it come as far as height compared to 7'3" Cecile?
Like mid chest in height.
So it's about
This
3
big
timbers
fucking
high.
sword.
It's about 3 timbers high.
Like, 2 or 3, yeah. It's like yeah. That's why Cecile took it from Nyla, because Cecile was just like, this is not your weapon. So yeah, I will be like, here, I guess I'll attune to it and we'll see. It feels good. I'm not getting rid of the other swords. I like
At
those swords.
at this
yeah.
point, because I read it and everyone was talking, I was trying to get it out. I know I tell them what kind of words there are in the blade.
Do I recognize that language that he's saying? Just not that I. Not do I know the language, but do I recognize that as a language itself, Tim?
No.
Okay.
I just imagine Cece
Alright.
like putting up a finger every few seconds, like trying to talk.
I'm gonna. Part of me wants to stay attuned to the other swords and unattuned to something else. But that's not how that's gonna work. Because if it feels that good, then
I mean, we can always give it to the other person who basically is also a powerhouse with weapons.
I'm still getting used to my bloody axes. I feel more comfortable giving that to Cecile.
this
I was
is
Honestly.
talking
fucking
about
huge.
Lita.
If
I was
it's
talking about Alita.
here,
Oh, my bad.
I look
Okay,
at Alita. I'd be like,
Of course, I was talking about. Of course, I was talking about you,
Use
Sammy. Of
next
course, I was talking about Sammy.
That sword is
I
as tall as
don't-
me. No,
I
thank you.
can't wield a sword.
oh yeah, if it's here,
Yeah.
what? That's like a 5-foot tall greatsword, Tim.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's all. That sword is as long as me. No thanks.
Yeah, if it's here, it's 5 feet
Almost as tall as me.
to
that
handle.
sword is the same height as me.
So
Oh,
Cecile's probably
Oh.
one of the only people who can.
almost as tall as me.
All right, so then,
So
best
yeah,
idea.
I guess then
Is that,
Timmy will.
The best idea I can think of is that we get Nyla on my shoulders and we basically wield that sword.
No, I don't want to wield something like that.
All right,
Here we
fine.
go.
I'll get on your shoulders and I'll wield the sword.
Yeah. So
Put it
this is
in.
part
Put
of
it in
our.
the BC chat. That's what it looks like.
Damn!
Ooh,
Oh, that's what it looks like?
That's what
That's
it looks
pretty.
like.
I was picturing a
Oh.
normal type design for a sword, so I was trying to figure it's more actual weight out based off of that and historical stuff, and yeah.
And it's
You,
balance well.
you have the one who likes who likes historical blades, okay?
I just like sharp pointy things in general.
Like I literally just
Um,
look up Zweihanders to see their actual historical length, between 4 and
Then I
6
guess,
feet. So
Timmy, what we could do is retcon that when I do my little trance state on the way to Succumber, it's kind of while holding this sword.
Yeah.
So it's doing that and trying to attune to it while we're on our way there, just to see what kind of oomph this thing gives.
Then I need a wisdom save
Oh, lovely.
and another attempt at an insight.
A wisdom save, not a con save like it was
Mhm.
before?
Mm-hmm.
Nope, this one's different now. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my nightmare.
It's not a charm effect. Cool. Except, see, for your nightmare, you've got a much higher modifier than I do.
ooh.
And you said insight?
Yep.
Mhm.
Which probably I don't get my advantage if I'm unattuning from those swords and attuning to this one, yeah?
Correct.
Cool. It's gonna suck for checks later, but that's better insight. Okay.
Doing your 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to sleep. You're also trying to like meditate and attune to this. While you're in this weird dreamscape,
Trancy. Yeah.
you begin to hear a voice in your head welcoming you. It seems the voice is very appreciated in you being able to wield it comfortably.
She's an apple sword.
Cecile doesn't know how to react to that, because the last time she had voices in her head from sword didn't end. I mean, it ended well,
Yeah.
but
But it's less like just speaking. Like during this meditation, it's almost like dream walking. Like this
David, she's
voice
an
is just everywhere.
it's super, super weird because Cecile doesn't dream.
The voice
So it's
explains it
extra
has
weird.
big plans for you.
Oh no.
And the more you are willing to accept its power, the more power it will give you. There's a moments where you try to hesitate, but
Mhm.
whatever source of this voice, it just overwhelms you.
Oh no. That's no es bueno.
But you can kind of hear the smirk within the voice as it whispers its sweet nothings.
Mhm.
You are not convinced that, unlike the day and night swords, that their intentions are pure of heart.
Okay.
But during this little dream walk, you do start to get told things like, even when you aren't attuned, you still get a +1 to this weapon.
Just a
And
+1?
this, when you aren't attuned, just normally as of
Oh.
right now, but this whole 4 hours, you're slowly like getting attuned to it, and you can sense its potency increases. And
I still
as
say
you're metaphysically attuning to this blade, as it continues to hum its sweet nothings, the weapon itself is a 2d6.
It's a 2d6.
It's a 2d6.
Okay.
But when you attune to it, its bonus on attack rolls and damage rolls increase to a +2, and it deals an extra 2d6 instead of a 1d6 necrotic damage. It also
So it's
contains
4d6 total.
yes,
Okay.
Sensing
So-
a theme.
2d6 +2 plus a 2d6 necrotic damage.
Okay.
And as you're still attuning to this, you get this. The sword has 4 charges to cast spells. You can cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
It's got 1 charge. You can Detect
Okay.
Good and Evil, 1 charge. And Detect
Okay.
Thoughts have 2 charges. And each night at midnight, the sword regains 1d4 of its expended charges.
Okay.
As you get to the last hour of your little meditation, of your 4-hour sleep, you realize that it has another wounding property. Any creature that you hit with this blade can't regain hit points for 1 minute. But they can make a DC 15 con save at the end of each of its turn to end this effect early.
Oh.
Then I can just reapply it.
But as you're letting this voice speak to you, at the very tail end of your meditation, as you're to completely attune to it, it asks you if you want to know its name.
Yeah.
Hazaron.
Hazaron?
Hazaron.
You can't spell
Okay.
that without hazard.
Hazaron. What kind of origin is that? Is that pinging anything for Cecile?
It's dragonborn in nature.
Okay.
I will add it to your character sheet.
It's dragonborn in nature. I know Draconic. Does that translate into anything?
Dark Saber.
Darksaber. Okay.
Yeah, Darth Vader.
Darksaber would be the Mandalorians.
You said you just added it.
Yep.
Should probably refresh the page. I should probably just.
It has been added. It has been attuned.
The only downside to this is I have 2-weapon fighting. So I don't get my bonus attack if it's a 2-handed, because it's a great sword.
Martial, heavy,
Pretty
two-handed. Yep. And I believe with the heavy property, even if you are super strong, it's not one that you can wield one-handed.
Yeah, if it isn't marked versatile,
Mm-hmm.
then it's
So in your hands, the weapon Damn. Plus 12 to hit with a 2d6 plus 7 damage on top of a 2d6 damage for.
I mean, it's +7 rather than +8, but that's okay. It's still +12 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
But I lose my gazillion advantages.
Yep. And it's
That's
also
fine.
had its name changed, so it's Cecile's Hazeron.
My sword.
Mm-hmm.
Concerned and not concerned at the same
Interesting.
time. Mhm.
Very interesting.
Cool. Okay.
So you guys make it to Secomber. You guys meet Istival. He basically says, go, and I'll let them know where you guys are at. With that, you guys venture into the forest.
And Cecile does like some practicing with it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. You guys enter the misty forest. A vast woodland concealed by thick mist and rain. Enormous spruce trees dominate the northern end of the forest, where you were told to enter from, because you guys are trying to find Altand.
Altan.
It's
Altan
a
again?
town on the outskirts. It was the last known location of Neuron Vein and Truth. You believe that they have established a stronghold in that around that area. The mist in the forest is omnipresent. Though it can be ignored inside buildings, all outdoor areas of the forest are lightly obscured. Rogues would have fun here. Rangers would have fun here. Most everybody else, I can't fucking see more than 2 feet in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, damn.
But as you guys are walking down the path, you do come across Altand.
Whoa.
Altand
Oh,
is primarily a wood elf settlement,
Oh, fuck.
blending mostly seamlessly into the forest around it.
Oh,
The
fuck.
village exists on 2 levels, with few structures built on the ground around an ancient monument to an elven ranger. Residences and the village temple are built into the upper boughs of the forest. Elves string rope bridges between these sites and construct circular walkways around the trees. Like many other settlements, fully operated platforms connect 2 levels of the village, and provide excellent defense against the orcs that occasionally enter the forest as an alternative to raiding human settlements along the trade way. However, these defenses proved a death trap against flying creatures like a green dragon, leaving many elves unable to reach ground quickly enough to escape. So you can tell that Altand has recently had a visit of an acidic dragon.
How recently?
Within the last couple of days. There are many of what would normally be a more welcoming environment. There's a bit of panic along the populace. People trying to still uncover damages as some of these settlements have been ripped out of their trees. walkways destroyed, elevator systems on the verge of collapse. Many homes that would be up in the treetops are in rubble on the ground. And you can instinctively tell where a lot of breath weapons were used along the ground, making it difficult for many of the elves to either escape the trees or escape to the ground. The few bridges and walkways that exist look like that they've been recently rebuilt, as kind of like a bloodline of the city. So there's just enough pathways to get around, but it's pretty much one-way travel. As you guys are walking around, pretty easy to tell that out of the 300 residents of the village, more than half survived the raid. Which is a different outcome than other raided settlements that you guys have gotten told from, where the dragon hunted and killed the elves to just about the very last adult and child. Many of the residents at Atland were on the ground when the attack came. Of the elves in the upper level of the village, many died of the dragon's poisonous breath while waiting to descend. Others fell to their deaths as bridges and walkways collapsed under the weight of panic. Most survivors fled and saw little of what ensued. But if you guys were to ask around, I'm sure you can get some information out of some of the surviving villagers.
Oh yeah. Does it look like anybody's stuck in the upper portions? Or anything like that?
At this moment, no. Anybody that at this point you can pretty tell that either everyone's been rescued or everyone's been put off to the side for burial. If there was anybody that might look trapped, they've already been declared dead, that sort of thing, trying to stay focused on the more prioritized situations. But the place, despite the picture, looks like a mess. And even for your own party, Alita, you have visited this city many times in your past, and even you can attest that this place looks worse for wear compared to what it normally is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it normally regales images straight out of like the Lord of the Rings when it talks about the elf elf stuff, but this kind of just looks like a dreaded battlefield mess.
Yeah. Sorry, I put my headphones down. Give me just a second, because I cannot remember where I put them.
Oh.
I was gonna go up to Alyssa and Cecile and be like, "You think I can head over down to the? Oh no, wait, she's with the High Druid, isn't she?
We're all
No,
together still.
We're all together. The Hydrun and Nyla being together thing is if the party happens to get split up. If.
Gotcha.
If.
She's gonna look at the other two, basically the two sisters and Cecile, since they're kind of like the leaderish kind of group of the area, and or look up at all three of them and be like, while we're here, I want to go around and see if they have like not a tavern, but like a main hub gathering, and I want to see if I can't do like take Alita with me or something, see about if they need extra hands before.
Why
we
do you sound so
actually-
quiet?
Probably do. Like, because how his game is moved right now.
Yeah, I agree. Promo sounds really quiet.
Sorry, can you hear me better?
A little
A
bit.
little bit.
Sorry, the reason why I have my camera down is that I can do the rolls.
No, that's fine, but it just
Except it's
depends on
blocked right
what
now.
your just depends on what your microphone is being utilized.
Oh, gotcha.
Because it sounds
no,
like
she's. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
because it sounds like your microphone is being used on the camera rather than your headset.
So basically, Nyla's just basically going around, looking at them and be like, I can talk.
She's
She's
busy.
officially declared war with the elven people.
Fix it.
No, I'm sorry. I could talk. It just went too fast. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
She's basically going around, going to all three of them and be like, all right, Alita and I can do a head count check, extra heals if they need it, without really using our spell slots, because I know medical and herbology.
Let's,
so I can
let's see
try
what
to-
they need the most help with first.
Okay.
Just find there's got to be some sort of like central-ish place, right, Timmy?
Yes.
So I think we should head there to start, and then start asking questions and see what's going on. See what they need help with. So that's what Cecile's saying.
You guys are heading
That's
towards.
the plan. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of guide the group over there since I've been here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna start a train of follow the cleric. If you lose me, just shout. Try to keep up.
Okay, day.
Shut
Noted.
Let it all out. Oh wait, sorry.
Mhm.
Keep up, people. Please keep up.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys.
essentially.
You guys make it to the I guess the middle courtyard near the ancient monument to an elven ranger. Around it, not too far off it, you see pieces of the village temple, which is normally way above you. You see parts of it seem to have been damaged or knocked out of its tree as it's just laying in rubble around you. The monument to the Elven Ranger looks like it's been acided on parts of it, where there's splotches that the rock has started to melt away, but it's mostly intact. It's one of the surprisingly few places that hasn't been damaged in some way, shape, or form. But it's kind of being used as the centralized area where all of the traffic comes in to and fro. A lot of the repaired bridges land in this area or go from that area. There are a lot of there's a lot of bodies on the ground that are covered in cloth, stacked, side by side, kind of, well, not stacked, but placed side by side along, around the monument. But there's a few people, acting as nurses, tending to wounded. Couple of fighters that look like they're standing guard, and just you either can tell based on their faces that they're either on high alert or they're just full of dread.
Oh, I mean, Cecile's gonna check in with the fighter guards
Okay.
and more or less try to get info of what direction the dragon came from. There been any follow-ups from the dragon? Did the dragon come through before this attack?
Based on what you get told, you get a piece of information that's basically the dragon swooped down and attacked the ground first. Nearly half of the village's victims died during that first assault.
Gotcha. Attacked the ground first. Came flying in and attacked the ground first, or
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I mean, I'll ask what direction, but I also know that we're in these woods, so direction is kind of
No, he does kind of point you on in the direction that's on the far side of the town. You know, it fled off in that general direction, which you would know, given that you guys entered in through the very north of the forest. The path goes deeper into the forest itself.
We're in. Well, I have primeval awareness,
Okay.
and if I could, if I get the feeling that danger might be close by, because I'm in forest and not mountain, I think my favorite terrain is just mountains.
You got a couple of them. You got more than one.
That's what I'm looking. No, it's
pretty
mountains.
sure you
but-
do have forest.
Does anybody
'cause then
else
I could
go and
detect
talk
up
to people?
I could detect up to 6 miles.
Nyla is going to head off to where like people are to get drinks, or at least and try to like do what she normally does.
There's
and
no
use her-
establishment at this point, unless you're talking about maybe a home or two that has remained. Most of the major buildings, so there's no
Yeah.
taverns, there's no bars, there's really no establishment right now. Everyone's
Well, for her, it's mostly find out where the most people are being held at, who are mostly down and gloomy. And she's going to do what she normally does best, which is play her lute and try to sing and try to make people feel better.
so you
While
don't go
that's
very.
going on, I'm kind of like debating on being like, hey, Blackfall is a thing that we're taking people who are victims of dragon attacks, even if it's a temporary rehoming. If you need a place, Blackfall's there, and you can always come back after. But this
Mhm.
is what's going on.
Well, not to mention, you also have another information that just north of your location, on the other side of the river, is a full-on
Succumber.
is Succumber and your guys' caravan, all defensed up and ready for backup kind of
Yeah,
deal.
because the line that's being held there, Tim. That line is going to stay there while a group of them go in. Yeah,
Yes.
so there is that.
Just because, like I said, the information from the Emerald Enclave was the last known attack was Altand.
I'm also going to ask the fighting guy, the fighting force, more or less, like, how are your forces? How many the fighting specific people did you guys lose?
Most. Mm-hmm. But he
I'll ask for more numbers.
Okay.
I guess,
I mean, he does warn you that most of the attackers were humans in the regalia of the Cult of the Dragon, follow the dragon in, killing just about everybody they found. The village's priest stepped out to lead the others in fighting the dragon, But the beast followed the priest, swallowed the priest whole.
But just out of curiosity, what color was the dragon?
Green.
Young?
No. Large.
Ooh.
Got it.
It's probably our guy.
Yeah.
And noticing Cecile talking to a couple other people, and Alyssa, you're talking to some people. You also find out that some survivors claim to have seen a cultist riding on top of the dragon. Most of those refer to the dragon rider as human, like the other cultists. However, a couple of people report that the figure moved with the grace of an elf.
Color hair?
Black.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's Neuronbane, right?
Mm-hmm.
'Cause Chuth is the name of the dragon.
Yep.
Can I use primeval awareness to detect anything within 6 miles?
You want to detect? You want to use it?
Mhm.
You get a ping.
Yeah, they're within 6 miles of us. And I relay this
Did we get a
information.
direction with that ping?
Unfortunately.
no.
Don't get. No. Okay.
But they're within 6
direction.
miles.
Okay.
Which way did you see them traveling after everything happened?
Deeper for south of your location.
South.
Yep.
Really?
Yes.
Except from where we came in, Tim. We saw the dragon. Or yeah, we at least saw dragon eyes. If not the whole head of the dragon. What, in the northeast part of the forest?
Yes.
Before we came in here, that watch or whatever it is.
Based on where you came in, the location of Altland, and where you thought you saw a dragon the night before, it is not necessarily south, but east of your location.
Okay.
The villagers just remember that the group went south.
So I'll look at the guards and be like, so you said most of your fighting force is gone. Are you guys able to even do complete watch of your normal perimeter? Are you guys even limited in that?
They
Fairly limited. It's
should go to Blackfall.
with the priest
Or at least
dead.
Succumber to start.
With the priest dead, the villager's warden, Galen, he calls him, has become the leader of Altland. Though he was in the thick of the fight, he survived unscathed and has been a potent force for rallying survivors. But a couple of the guards just seem a little hesitant on the fact of where just even the healthiest amongst them has battle scars and wounds. To hear that Galen survived unscathed is a little unsettling.
Do you have proof that he was in the thick of it? Or is it
No.
just his word that he was in the thick of it?
He was spotted from here and there.
I think we need
But-
to interrogate him.
Is he? You said Dalen or Galen?
Galen.
Galen.
Galin.
Oh, look at the guard. Be like, is Galen advocating staying here, or what is his plan? I want to
Stay
hear
and
from the
fight.
guards before I talk to him.
The guards regale that the order is to stay and fight if it ever were to return. Whereas most of those that weren't fighters have already fled the city. Fled the village. One guard kind of rested up against a tree, nursing a leg wound. Mentions that The attack lasted only a short while, then the dragon unexpectedly retreated. The cultists followed, but as they fled, they took nothing of value from the village, which, compared to the other raids that even the villagers knew, most of the other raids were focused on capturing treasure.
So what is this? Just a show of force?
Was your priest the only one the dragon ate?
No, but publicly, yes. You kind of get this little story of it's almost movie-like, where the dragon swoops in to prepare a breath attack, and you hear this elven priest comes out with most of the village's fighting force behind them, and instead of attacking the forces, went straight for a glomp against the priest. You
How long has
kind of get
Galen
the
been
idea.
here?
Oh, he's lived here all his life.
Okay.
He's the
Get
city's
the
warden.
impression that it was. You were gonna say something. Get the impression that.
You get the impression that the devouring of the priest was to demoralize the village. The priest is described as this, very big and very moving, charming person, and just how the dragon just one swoop gulped them kind of set the entire area into a chill. Demoralized the forces, made it easy for the cults to demolish the
strong is
place.
How strong was the priest?
Strong enough to willingly go toe to toe with a dragon like that, but older.
Cecile's brain is
for an
doing
elf.
like the math. Like, yeah, he's older, but he's packing that much power. It just smells fishy to Cecile, as well as with Galen taking over and having the mentality of we stay and we fight. But at the same time, as far as like elf, Cecile's an Eladrin. Is this typical elf behavior? Because it almost feels more dwarf behavior of like, no, we stay and we hold our own.
As you ask about Galen,
Mm-hmm.
the folk of the village describe him as suffering from the weight of his new leadership role and the deaths of more than 100 villagers, including his own wife. But any response to any questions of Galen, the character, you guys are directed to his residence in the upper bowels of the village.
Yeah, we gotta go talk to him.
Yeah, can I
I'm
put
gonna
my
follow
words
you
in?
on this one.
Can I put my
Shit, I
words
thought
in?
you had a better plan.
Not really. I mean,
What's up, CZ?
Well, we know this is attack, and last place we were at, I did stuff for them. I would probably go look for people that are missing limbs and draw stuff for them again.
Oh, yeah. So you're
Okay.
with Nyla.
I'm
We're
with
gonna go.
Nyla, actually, drawing limbs of like.
At least
person-
Alyssa and I are
person-
gonna go find Galen,
I would say
I
so.
guess.
It's probably what we need to do.
Yeah. So we'll start. You said his home is up off the forest floor?
Yes.
Okay. Is it a clear path up there?
Yeah, a little bit of a windy
There's a
one,
lot
but
of
there's a
Okay.
clear path up to it. So is it just the two of you that go?
As far as I know.
Yeah.
Okay. So the two of
I
you
do-
get gestured to go up a rope ramp that leads to a set of stairs that wind up a tree. And
I will say I'm not going to knock right away. I want to like. Are there guards outside of his place or no? I
Nope.
assume not.
the door, as you get to the top level of the staircase, you see almost straight ahead is a modest dwelling, suspended among iron strong boughs. And you enter a cozy sitting room with its doors had been ripped off the hinges.
Oh, I mean, I was
s-
more or less going to try and I'm like trying to listen in to his residence before going in.
It's quiet
I just want to see.
if you were
Okay.
trying to listen in, but on the far side of the room, a slim elf sits at a desk standing to greet you with a forced smile as a raven perched in a nearby cage caws hideously. He kind of gets up as he sees you. He's like, "Oh, welcome to our village."
Cecile is just like the forced smile starts like cropping up, and Cecile's like, "You don't have to do that. Don't. It's fine."
Kind of returns to like that somber look, and he's just like, "Welcome to our village. How can I be of service?"
We're what is your plan? Like Cecile just bluntly, just what exactly is your plan?
Plan for what? This is my home. We were
Yeah,
attacked.
yes, but I don't think it's safe for y'all to stay here. Even if
It's
it's
not for
just
now.
temporary. You can come back, but and Alitza goes on and spills the whole thing about Tiamat and what's happening and why this dragon attack happened, and we're just like, look, the kingdom of Blackfall can hold you for now. If you decide to stay there forever, cool. But I highly recommend you go back to our home.
I mean, we were
Go to
just.
Succumber first.
I mean, we were attacked. All this talk about cultists and chaos and fear mongering. I mean, it's just you weren't there. You don't know. It's the dragon came in. Some people attacked us. Those that died unfortunately perished. Those that could escape have fled to whereabouts unknown. If we pack up and leave now, where are those people coming back to emptiness and death?
It's people who fled. You fully expect them to come back here?
Or where
Right
else would
now?
they go?
We can leave.
Anywhere.
We can leave information. We can leave messages. There are ways to get word to people. But it is not safe for you here. And unless your whole community wants to fall to genocide because of some fucking cultists, it's just temporary. It doesn't have to be permanent.
You said, Timmy, you said most of the fighting force was gone. Numbers wise, I'll give him like, here was your starting fighting force, here's your current fighting force.
He probably
dragon comes
started
back.
with 100 warriors and now has less than 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Cecile is just like, and of like the 80 or so or more, those were all death to dragon, right?
A lot of them, yeah.
Yeah. So Cecile's just gonna look at him and like be like, you stay. And that dragon or those cultists come back. You all
You're
die.
gone. You're all gone.
You go to come back later once things have been taken care of. You've got better chances. But to go from 100 to less than 20. That's
insane. That is 80% of your fighting force gone. And
and
you've
your
already
main
got
priest.
so much going on.
You assume that we were going to be attacked again. It was just a wild rampaging dragon and
It
some
is not
raiders that
just
followed
a
in suit.
wild rampaging dragon. This is a war. They want to level this whole the Sword Coast. They want to destroy everything. They want to bring Tiamat. It
Just,
will end us all.
just like my populace, you guys are talking about dragon riders and things, and
Okay.
it's poppycock.
I've got
Uh,
a shiny new sword. Yeah,
Yeah.
Timmy. So specifications of this say I have to be holding it. As long as the sword is attuned to you and you are holding it in your hand. Can we consider holding it like, is that I have to have my hands on the hilt, or can I just be touching the sword in some way?
Probably touching the sword.
Cool. So yeah, there's Cecile goes to more of like a rest position with her hands behind your back, touching the sword. And I want to cast Detect Thoughts on this guy.
Okay.
Because I want to see if this is just denial land or something else going on with him. Because regular Detect Thoughts, as long as I'm not prying, he doesn't know that I'm listening to them. Unless I don't have a choice of whether or not I'm prying. But
All right. So that's a.
I cast Detect Thoughts enough with Kythos. It's like, I can cast it and not pry, and he doesn't do a save. I just get the surface levels.
So you can read for the duration. You can read for which is what, a minute. You can read the thoughts of certain creatures.
Yep.
When you cast a spell, and as your action, each until the spell ends, you can focus your mind on any one creature that you see within 30 feet of you.
Yep.
Okay.
If I'm not pushing, I'll just get surface levels, and he won't even know I'm listening to his thoughts.
You get thoughts of panic. He really wants you to leave.
He really wants us to leave.
His thoughts dwell on his wife who was slain. His thoughts worry for his people. But with that, give me a insight check.
Alyssa just has this inner thought of maybe empathy is not going to work on this guy.
Well, then,
Cecile's just like,
maybe you too can give me an
hear
insight
that.
check.
Well, she can't. I mean, yeah, you can insight check at least what he's saying and stuff. Do I get advantage since I'm in his head?
Yeah.
That's a crit fail. Nope.
cool.
I don't know shit.
We'll see. 20. Nice. 30, 20.
You believe that this elf warding is withholding information.
Mm-hmm. Now the question is, do I push?
So while you're doing that,
Oh, I don't even know
Alyssa,
what the DC for this Detect Thoughts.
give me a perception check. Sammy?
Oh, sorry. I'm what? What? I'm so sorry.
Perception check,
I'm so
please.
sorry. My apologies.
There you go.
God, I'm not with it today.
It's still that's but it's whatever. Yeah.
No, until that, it was so quiet and all the cameras were so still. I thought I had froze up.
So yeah,
I thought
Cecile,
you were still talking to Cecile.
you're pretty damn certain that this guy is
He's
withholding
withholding
information.
something. Yeah.
So what do you want to do?
You know what? I think with my detect thoughts to me, can I shift that to the bird?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't speak with animals. I don't have that language. But in case the bird's not a fucking bird.
Hold on, wait. Hold on. Because
Oh my
of my
God.
barbarian.
I mean, I'm trying to detect the thoughts of the bird.
What's the
I
minimum
have-
intelligence you need
I
to
have
have?
speak with animals.
Oh, really?
Yes, I do. Duration 10
Minimum
minutes.
intelligence.
I also speak with animals.
Well,
Oh,
you're
you
not
mean to
there, are
detect
you?
thoughts.
You're not up there though.
That's right. Never mind.
Minimum intelligence for detect thoughts to me.
Yes, yes.
I want to say they have to have at least intelligence 2.
Okay.
Let me double check.
So while you shift your detect thoughts to the Raven, although you can't understand it, it is trying to get your attention. And
Do
you start
I see Cecile looking at the raven?
probably. Raven's far
So-
enough on the opposite side of the room
You
that
can't
she would have to
detect
shift.
a creature with an intelligence of 3 or lower.
Okay. But still, you shift to the Raven. You
Yeah.
don't get in. You don't get anything you can understand.
I can't understand it. Yeah.
But
Yeah. Cecile
during
goes
your
from looking at the dude to looking at the raven, and just
but you're
there's probably
remembering
a slight
passively
imperceptible.
that as Galen says certain things, the Raven reacts. As
There's
he
probably a shift.
as he tries to dismiss claims that you guys have brought up from talking with the people, the
Mhm.
Raven reacts.
I'm gonna look
Speak
at
with
Alyssa
animals.
and then look at the
Speak with
Crow?
animals.
for you or me.
Me. I have it.
Ooh.
I have speak with animals. Because of my
And then I'm gonna shift
cat
my thoughts
has-
back to the dude once I've clocked Alyssa onto the raven. I'm just gonna look.
So
at the
here's the
raven,
cool
look
thing
at
with Speak with
Alyssa.
Animals.
Mhm.
Is for everybody else in the room, the Raven's just cawing
Cawing.
in the cage.
Yeah. Mhm.
To Alyssa, as soon as you activate the spell, you're hearing liar, liar.
Cecile. I think we need to up our interrogation.
I'm gonna push the detect thoughts. I am gonna delve deeper into this guy's mind.
Alrighty. So I believe now he's got to roll a
Cecile just
wisdom.
sees Alyssa's eyebrows
Mhm.
furrow and just raise an eyebrow and just look at her like Cecile.
As soon as Alyssa's like, it's a reaction to whatever the crow's saying, Cecile's just like, okay, yeah. Oh, I'm not sure what the DC is gonna be on the detect thoughts. 'cause
13.
I don't.
It's on the sword.
Yeah, great, cool.
But then can I also get it followed up by another insight check with advantage from you, Cecile? And then I need to know what you're asking. Are you just pressing them?
I'm pressing so that I can actually kind of maneuver around in his brain.
Okay.
Do I get insight advantage again
Yes.
since I'm in there?
So
I got advantage and rolled the same damn thing.
But still, while you are pressing, you see this image that he's thinking about. You see through his eyes, looking through the window of one of the buildings during the fight, the dragon killing his wife. He witnessed it. And you can also sense his incredible, like, he's completely racked by guilt that he could not save her.
Okay.
Racked by guilt.
But he's in a building watching this?
Yes.
But he claims he was in the fighting. Yeah, but people saw
Yep.
him.
Mm-hmm. Though now
Does
for
he stay
Alyssa,
in this? Okay.
for Alyssa, do you happen to ask any questions when you hear this raven shout liar?
So I'm curious if I ask this raven, what do you mean? Is it telepathically, or is
No.
it?
It'll be whatever you say will be said out loud. But given that your speak with animals is active, you could ask.
The raven can understand.
You could ask Galen a question,
And the raven's going to be able to.
and the raven
answer
will
too.
also be able to understand you and reply to the question.
Right.
You can
I bet
basically.
I'm going to get different things with the detect thoughts as well.
Yep.
Because you ask things, it's going to activate shit in his head. Wait, did the push for detect thoughts work or no?
No, yeah, he failed.
So
The insight was to see how much information you get.
Okay.
But up until this point, whatever, all the things that the survivors have been telling you, he has been dismissing, saying it's false allegations.
I mean,
so,
yeah, you ask.
man, I do I want to be silent or do I want to go loud with this?
I mean,
Loud
if you
and
don't
proud, do
ask
it.
anything, Cecile is going to be like, so there was a dragon you thought was just a random run-of-the-mill dragon. It's a green dragon. That all the reports we've gotten were there was somebody riding the dragon, and then a bunch of dudes wearing all the same type of outfit came through and rampaged through your town. But that was all just. That's just a thing that happens in the woods?
You think this was just some freak accident and it would never happen again?
Galen tries to dismiss the claims. And he's like, it was just a dragon with some raiders. We will
What do I hear
rebuild.
from
We
the
will be
raven?
stronger. The raven's like, oh hell no.
Yeah, I
The
don't.
raven goes mental when Cecile brings up the dragon and the dragon rider, and Galen dismissing the dragon rider. Through the
See,
raven's
so
squawks.
let me ask you this: you think just anybody rides a dragon?
What is the raven say? Wait, raven saying more than just oh hell no. What's the raven saying?
The
What's it say?
raven proceeds to tell Alyssa that Galen walked a mile or more into the woods and came face to face with the green dragon Chuth and his rider the previous night.
Am I
So
seeing any of this in
let
dude's
me
brain?
get this straight, right? You just see Alyssa go from a raised eyebrow to eyes
Am I
cut,
getting
fists clenched, takes a deep breath, and is like,
what's going through dude's brain?
I need you. Actually,
What is
No,
going
he's-
through dude's brain?
He's just extremely nervous at the moment. Unless you want to make
Alyssa
another
puts a
insight check.
Even
hand
with
on
pushing?
one of her Blood Fury axes and picks it up and points it at him. You will tell me everything I want to know, and you will tell me right now, because I know for a fucking fact that you're lying to me. And you're lying to us, and we're trying to save your people. And if you're going to sit here and put all these people in danger, I will take the danger away.
Galen holds up both hands and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
You want to tell me why you went out and came face to face with the dragon last night
I just
before they attacked your town?
oh,
Who is it that told you this?
None of your
I'll have
damn
them
business.
interrogated for
Oh, yeah,
inciting
go ahead.
falsehoods.
Be my fucking guest.
How intimidating
you're-
are you trying to be?
Blood axe.
Intimidation check.
Oh Lord. If I fail
Cecile's
this, I'm gonna be
hand
pissed. Hold on.
goes from like
Oh.
restings to help bolster Alyssa and maybe give her advantage. Cecile goes from that relaxed state to hand has shifted up onto the sword to
Oh yeah, 22.
make it clear.
I was gonna say, don't forget, Alyssa has inspiration from Nyla.
I do. But yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah, and if you want to adjust that modifier in any way, Timmy, due to the 7-foot tall woman also grasping. I haven't drawn it yet. Alyssa's got this.
I'm
It's just
slowly
more or less
walking
just like-
closer to
Just-
him.
Just,
I'm gonna
just,
pin this motherfucker against the wall if he doesn't start talking.
just as a group thing, Cecile, give me intimidation as well.
Yeah, do it.
I don't have charisma.
Mhm.
Yeah, let me
It's okay.
roll my -1 intimidation check.
And watch you end up nat 20, which is gonna make you look scary as shit.
Oh, it's 16.
It's not
That's-
bad.
Great.
No,
That's
yeah.
not bad.
The two of you are very equally.
We're,
The two of
yeah.
you are very equally intimidating.
What's going through his brain now? Since these thoughts and stuff.
So, as you guys are pressing him about being in league with the cultists,
Mhm.
despite how aggressively intimidating you guys are looking, he holds firm.
So I'm gonna look
What's
at
his
him.
brain
I'm
doing,
gonna
though?
look at the raven, and I'm gonna look back at him. Tell me everything you know. That way, I'm
His-
speaking to both of him without him like totally catching on, unless he's like super fucking smart.
His
But-
brain is worried and wondering if either one of you has access to a spell or similar magics. But you notice that Galen doesn't respond to intimidation. He definitely looks like he's guilty of something.
Worried that we have access to a specific spell?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm gonna look at the bird, trying to like get any other
Uh.
kind of information. Well, what do you know?
I'm gonna. If we have access to a specific spell, but he's not thinking of the spell outright, is he?
I'm about to do something
Mm.
crazy.
Oh, Cecile, if he's
But
worried
you
about
guys,
it,
but you are familiar with spells that can force people to speak.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, Cecile is going to go out the door. Just be like, you got this. Give me a sec.
Oh.
I'm gonna lean over the edge of whatever balcony or whatever down below.
Yep.
I'm just gonna shout, "Hey, Nyla!" But like, shout it.
Mm-hmm.
Or Alita. I don't know if Alita's got this. Nyla's not in the chat. Oh yeah, she's.
Nyla would
Hey,
just
Nyla.
like walk over. What's up?
You want to come up here? We have use of your services.
And Alyssa is just kind of like walking this
Nyla
guy
will-
close to the wall, kind of pinning
Nyla
him
would be like,
against it.
yeah, sure.
Take,
She's like,
take those stairs
walks
over there.
She walks over
Take-
the
take-
stairs. Gets
There's a
over
bit of a
next to. Gets over next to Cecile. What's up?
I'll whisper very, very quietly to Nyla. You got your Zone of Truth spell.
Yeah.
We need this.
Can we borrow it for a second?
Nyla's gonna like look over at Alyssa and like see if she's gonna give a firm nod or like a shake. Like,
I mean, I
Let's
whispered
just-
this. I was trying to be.
Yeah.
no, I know. She's,
No, this is a
I
conversation.
tried.
No, Cecile went outside.
Yeah.
You don't know
Oh,
I'm
okay,
in
okay.
there, got this guy up by the fucking
Yeah, no,
axe
we're
to
talking
the neck.
outside.
Like,
But yeah,
you don't know
it's-
this yet.
She'll like look over at Cecile and be like, well, yeah, I can do that, but why
Come
are
on.
we whispering? Okay.
Oh, so that the lovely person on the receiving end of it doesn't know what's gonna hit him. Come on. Just
Oh,
open the
well,
door
in
to
that
show
case-
or there is no door.
Oh,
And you
I was
see,
gonna s-
you walk
I
in,
was-
you
oh.
see Alyssa's got this guy, like she's got the blade of the axe up to his neck, like this, just right here.
What only
Um,
Alyssa hears, however, is the raven squawking, "Just tell her she's gonna kill you, you bastard!"
Bird.
She's gonna like look over at the person who's being held at sword or axe point, and she's gonna like lean over to Cecile and be like, "Think I can quietly do this without him noticing?"
Oh, we're at the point where it's too late. It's fine.
Just do it.
His options are you cast a spell or Alyssa kills him.
Hmm.
So, which still might be the end result, but come on.
Okay.
Just bring Nyla in.
I cast.
Has it been a minute at this point, Timmy?
Yes.
So that'll drop. I will stand so that I kind of shape his Zone of Truth. Is it like a radius?
15-foot sphere,
Okay.
but can be casted at a 60-foot range.
Yeah, I cast Zone of Truth.
What is your spell DC?
Spell DC. Like what I'm
We-
casting it at?
No, when you click on the spell, depending on what level, what is the save on the spell?
Charisma 16.
So for the first, while Alyssa's there questioning them and getting nothing, Zone of Truth gets popped, and more questions are being asked. And Nyla, you can tell for the first couple of questions, Galen is resisting the spell, unaware that it's been cast, but just fighting the urge to speak truthfully. And whether it be getting slammed up against the wall again, maybe getting a little nick to the neck from the blade being held up against it, during one of the last shakes of Alyssa demanding that Galen tell her everything, he breaks.
Finally.
He begins to sob. His entire demeanor goes into this ragdoll state. And even though his appearance as the warden is supposed to be big and mighty, he suddenly has this demeanor of the smallest and weakest thing in the world.
Alyssa's
And
just kind of like,
Alyssa's like, what?
Alyssa's just kind of like, when he breaks, she has this like silent look of relief, but at the same time, just pure disgust. And it's just kind of pressing harder. Like, go ahead, lean into my blade, go for it. I fucking dare you.
So during the first few questions, you're trying to tap into his guilt. He eventually breaks down when you mention his wife. He confesses that after seeing his wife killed, that he found himself face to face with Neuron Vein in the thick of battle and begged for his life, offering anything in return. Neuron Vein took the warden up on his offer, agreeing to spare Galen and leave Atland intact, Altan intact, for exchange for information onto other settlements that would become targets of the cultists' next rounds of raids.
Who did you say? What settlements?
Galen doesn't seem to know the identity of the Green Worm Speaker, nor the location of Neuron Veins and Truth's lair. But, however, from the meeting place that he mentions, he had watched the dragon fly off on a course due southeast and noticed that the Worm Speaker clothes are often wet.
What settlements did you give
The
them?
name of the settlements.
He
Now.
points to a piece of paper on his desk, which you identify as a map
You're gonna, yeah.
of the Misty Forest. And there are several circles of locations of villages that make up King Melindrock's empire.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Which one did you say would be the easiest target?
I mean, they're all fairly easily targets, but you're not sure of their
Oh, no, I meant
significance.
for him. Like, what? Like, if he gave these settlements, did they say which one they're gonna hit next?
No.
How many settlements?
3.
We have a 33% chance.
You said, dude looked wet. The worm
Yes.
speaker looked wet.
Yes.
What maths does that do for Cecile? As far as where he might be staying.
You might need to confer with somebody who knows of the forest better than you.
So, Alita?
Mm-hmm.
Or somebody down there. Okay. I'm gonna roll up the map. He doesn't get to keep the map.
Can I do something?
What?
I cast at 6th level Otto's Irresistible Dance. So now he can't move, but he has to dance in place. for the duration of, I want to say, an hour.
Is Otto's Irresistible Dance an hour long? What?
I think it was an hour. Wait, let me check. No, for a minute. Damn it.
It's still a form of torture.
Exactly.
Is there a save on it or no?
Wisdom save of 16. Please let me get this. Please let me get this.
I don't know what I like better. The fact that she's using that spell or Moon's face.
I mean, Cecile basically
Interrogating
takes the map.
someone, I got a blade up to their neck, and you want to make them dance?
Oh no! It'll probably wait until after you let him drop, which he'll just kind of slink against the wall.
I mean,
the
like I said,
spell gets
Cecile-
casted. He pops up, but
Mhm.
begins to just, while sobbing, he's just dancing this gleefully.
Cecile's gone at this point, by the way. Like
Just
Cecile,
covering
after getting,
Alyssa full face palm, just like, ugh.
after getting the information and getting the map, like before the dancing begins, Cecile's gonna like look at Alyssa and be like, "I'm gonna go talk with Alita and see if we can figure out
Go
maybe
talk
where
with
these guys
Alita.
are."
Nyla,
wheezing.
on the other
Nyla's-
hand,
This is before the dancing even starts. So Cecile leaves before the dancing even begins.
Mhm.
But
Nyla's
Cecile looks
wheezing
at
on the ground.
Cecile looks at Alyssa. It's just like, I'll let you determine,
yeah,
unless you want to let the guards determine what to do with him. So prior to the dancing, that happens, and then Cecile dips with the map before the dancing even starts.
Nyla's wheezing on the ground, laughing.
Alyssa looks at Nyla and says, "If you're fucking done, go get the rest of our group and get the rest of the townspeople in the center of the village. Go."
She gets up and she catches her breath. She's like, "Okay, fine, but you have to admit that
It's
was kinda
hilarious,
hilarious."
but what the fuck? Go before I kick you in the face.
Okay. She leaves
For
while
fuck's
laughing
sake.
and starts gathering people to the center.
It's a great use for that spell.
I'm gonna walk over while this motherfucker's still dancing. I'm gonna open the cage for the raven and be like, "I need you to come with me because this is a 10-minute spell. Speak with animals is 10 minutes long." And I'm gonna pick up this worthless owner
Does the raven
and be like,
belong to him?
"You are going to tell these people to go to fucking Blackfall. And then I'm gonna decide what I want to do with you. And you're gonna do it in a convincing way that makes them feel safe. Because what did I tell you I was gonna do with the danger?" Nyla!
It's like the Irish step dance too, just the Irish river dance going in my
I
head.
wait for the spell to wear off before I decide to escort this motherfucker out.
I don't know. I think it'd be hilarious for him in front of a.
If that's what y'all want, then fine. But it only lasts for a minute, so they're gonna watch him dancing up here, and then he's gonna get to the center, and he's just gonna.
I can
Slump.
recast it.
Oh my god.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
No worries. Breathe. Breathe, Perma. Breathe.
Oh.
All right. So yeah, I go find Alita. And whoever else. Mainly Alita. With the map.
Okay.
Where is Alita?
Probably not too far from wherever you had pulled Mila from.
Okay. So I'll stroll over there. I mean, not really. Like, Cecile's moving a little quick, so it's that, like, I have information, we need to figure this shit out, and we need to get moving. Kind of. Not really, but, like,
No, we should.
with importance.
Alyssa feels
It's
urgency.
a stride Alita would recognize from her family, so
Yeah.
You guys are gonna notice that when Alyssa is parading this motherfucker out, she's walking with a sense of urgency. She's almost hasting. Like, she's like,
Yeah.
she just looks at the party and she's like, trust me on this. Are we, Badger, we're around the townspeople, everybody's gathered, we're
Yep.
good?
Yep.
Okay. And I'm gonna, like, shoulder check this guy and be like, fucking do it. Tell them everything, tell them your part in it, and tell them where to go.
I'll now that we'll look over at Cecile. Shall I make a teleportation circle for them to get back to Blackhaven? Like, she'll whisper that to Cecile.
They would need somebody with that spell.
I could do it and then travel back.
No. It's nah.
There is a
Don't burn spells.
moment of defiant hesitation coming from Galen.
I'm gonna punch him in the jaw. Straight up, I'm gonna deck him right in the face.
What's your, I guess, roll your to hit
Okay.
with advantage, because probably a cheap shot.
Hold on, I gotta refresh my screen. Go do the dumb.
There are no cheap shots in war.
In war, there is no such thing. Let's see,
While Alyssa is getting him to do that for the townsfolk, I've unraveled the
oh,
map.
oh God. Oh, I'm mad. That's a nat 20.
Ouch.
Uh-huh. I'm big mad.
Yeah, you're like, you're sitting
Urgency,
there
like
like,
adrenaline. I'm just like, fuck, do it.
yeah, you're like urgent, and you're like, tell them, and he's just kind of like seeing the people looking at him, he kind of like bucks up, or what, push. His head like bounces off one of the rope bridges as he pops back up, and
Cecile doesn't even react. She's just like,
okay, and just proceeds to tell them everything, which has the entire group shocked and appalled. A couple of them, you hear whisperings and shouts of like, "We trusted you. You were the second to the priest, and
And then
how
this is
could you
when I
do
pop
this?"
in and I'm like, okay, this is the game plan. This is a safe place for you to go. I tell them about Axelholm and how we converted it into the Kingdom of Blackfall and how it is a safe space for them, even if it's just temporary until the war is over. Otherwise, they all could face potential genocide. I straight up lay it out for them, and I'm like, I know this is quick, I know this is sudden, but we have got information that we're going to try to prevent what happened to y'all happening to someone else. So, this is where you need to go. This is a mandatory evacuation. Get your shit, get the fuck out.
and yeah, and Cecile pipe up and be like, if you go by way of Succumber, I'll look at the guards and be like, if you go by way of Succumber, they've got a protection wall set up with people on guard. So if you guys need a night to actually rest, which I'm sure you haven't done since the attack, stop by there first so you can crash there and
Then get going.
You know, one of the guards is like, much appreciated. And you, the other than a few people running back into the houses to grab stuff, most of them are just like, nope, we out, and just start grouping up.
Just
A lot of the villagers will approach Galen and kind of give a. Elves would understand the gesture as extremely disrespectful, as they're basically telling him off as they walk by him.
Cecile and Alita are just like, yep.
just out of curiosity,
That tracks.
as like Nyla's watching everyone like go into their homes and everything, she's gonna keep an eye insight. Like I'm gonna do like an insight or a mindful check to see if anything is out of the ordinary, like something suspicious while everyone's going around, because she doesn't know if it's just him
Insight check.
or insight check. You got it. All right. Good. Oh wait, hang on.
Cece's probably just very mad that he's like, I made all these people prosthetics because of you.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of the occasional "we trusted you." Couple even like people that you don't really see, you just hear them shout. You know, there's the occasional Melandrock would have your head.
And Alyssa just thinks back to the betrayal of Garen as all this shit is happening
Ooh.
and how Neen died and is overcome with rage.
Mm-hmm.
What is 17 plus 8?
A lot.
25. Yeah.
25.
Yeah, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary. Everybody else's attitude is now sour against Galen. And
It was just to...
despite most of the city's riches and wealthy items, like even as you tell them they need to leave, they leave all that behind. They just grab a couple of things, clothes, bag of blankets and food, you know, stuff for travel, and off they go. Heading north.
I take what's his name? I don't even dignify him with a name at this point, and I walk off with him east.
Okay.
I look back at the party and I said, I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah.
Badger,
So
can we go to the van?
Ooh.
oh,
Why, yes, we can. I will see you there.
You want to say that again? So, like, full stop,
Yeah.
full rage. Alyssa is killing this guy. She is dragging him off, and she is going to kick him to where he falls onto his knees, and she's going to take her axe, and she's going to lift his chin up to where his eyes meet hers, and she's going to say to him, "Your cowardice killed your wife. Your cowardice killed all these people, and I just saved all of them. They will be safe. But cowards is what makes people lose wars. Cowards are the downfall in wars like this. Do you have anything to say to me?"
He tries to mutter like an apology, but otherwise he stays quiet.
It's too late for apologies because apologies don't bring back the men, women, and children that were slaughtered because of you. Alyssa grabs him by the hair, pulls his neck back, takes the axe, and just swings down and just cuts his head off.
Like butter. It comes clean off.
And I'm sure blood splashes on her.
Blood splatters, yes.
And she just drops his head and walks back to the group.
All right.
And this is where, because of the urgency of war and the urgency of trying to get to the right settlement and trying to figure things out, Alyssa is just full war mode. Like, Hydrun and Alyssa being military, she is full, like, we gotta stop this at all costs. We cannot be empathetic towards the wrong people. And I don't care if I get judged later down the line for it. If killing one person prevents the death of us all, then I'm gonna fucking do it. So, yeah, she walks back, but she is, like, still enraged. I'm sure because the axe got blood, I'm sure it's, like, pulsing or glowing or some shit, but yeah. Until the rage wears off, Alyssa's only concern is, like, getting to the settlement that we need to get to.
We'll also consider now with Cecile potentially talking to Alita, who is actually probably the one of your party that's very familiar with Misty Forest. You have 3 settlements knocked off, but you also have a lot of clues to where Neuron Vein might be.
And
You
a
might
lot
be
of
able to
that
charge straight to his stronghold.
And you
But
think we
that
should
will
put that through Alita?
Depending on the rolls.
When you say depending on the rolls.
Yeah. Gotta see if her history is on par.
Okay. Oh, I wish I could transfer inspiration. Okay, all right. Back to the group. I'll see you over there.
All right. Well, you can always assist, which gives them an advantage on it.
Okay.
And then you're the one with the inspiration.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Ta-da.
Get your things.
No.
Alita ain't good with some of the
Fucking
sketchy
shit
shit.
about you. Lita doesn't do sketchy shit in general.
We have
Exactly.
returned.
So they decided to say, "Hey, Nyla, we want you up here. You can handle Alyssa's scary face look." And Nyla's like, "Okay."
That's mainly it. Yeah.
Okay.
Cecile went. Alita looked uncomfortable last time interrogation happened, so maybe not.
Just
this
out of
time.
curiosity, is this too much of a burnt popcorn?
That's popcorn.
Yeah.
That-
Who wants to roll
Popcorn?
perception on
That's
watching Alyssa
char.
walk back?
Wait, what was that?
Who wants to roll perception as soon as they see Alyssa?
I'm rolling.
I
I do.
mean,
Oh God. Okay.
I'm rolling.
I have a passive perception to me of 21.
Oh,
Do I
yeah, you
need to
said
roll?
17.
No, you don't.
I mean, hell, my passive perception is 18.
I would even
So
say
17.
I would even say Hydrun doesn't need to roll.
Oh.
The
I'd be
two of
worried if
you
Hydra needed to roll. That's her sister.
the 2 of you have this
Oh yeah. Hydra doesn't need to roll.
sense.
16 plus 8 is 27.
So basically, everybody except Cece, unless Chicken's not around.
Check on.
I just didn't roll.
Like I said, my passive is 18. My passive perception is 18, but I'll roll.
You would need a roll. Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
My passive perception is 20.
22.
Do I need to roll?
No.
I set
Okay.
I set the DC to this as a 20 to notice this from afar.
Okay, yeah, I know.
So yeah, despite the fact Cecile is sitting here talking with Alita, both
But
Alita and Cecile are like,
both Alita and Cecile are just going to kind of turn. Hydroon's going to get the sense, and once you lock eyes on Alyssa, the three of you are just going to know.
does Alyssa come back by herself? Or is this when Alyssa's walking away?
No, this is when she's coming back.
And she
Oh, okay. What does she do?
If she-
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Okay.
And being prior military,
Mm-hmm.
or being military, Hydroon and Alyssa lock eyes. The axe is pulsing. Alyssa's eyes are glowing. And it's like there's this just silence. And just this, it's like people can hear their own heartbeats. Of the whole Alyssa's walking back, and then we need to find the settlement. We need to get there now.
Okay.
I can
Alyssa
use
looks at
teleportation.
Alita.
That's yeah. So while you were
What's that,
gone, Tim, I
Alita?
was filling Alita in
Okay.
on the map, and then the info I got about the writer,
Okay.
and the writer being wet and damp every time. But I told them that we'd have to wait for you to get back for
Yep.
any rolls if rolls needed to happen.
Leah,
yeah.
I would need a history check.
I would like to assist with that.
So you get it with advantage. History check with advantage.
Nyla's gonna look
Don't
at
know.
Alyssa.
To
Know how to roll
recall.
with advantage.
Are you using your phone or are you using computer?
My phone.
If you hold it, I think it'll.
It pops
give
up
you
with the
an option.
ability
Okay.
to roll with advantage or disadvantage.
Cool.
Or on a computer, it'd be right clicking the button telling it to do with advantage.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, you based on the information given, the rider, the description, where can a green dragon go and hide? But then it really kind of clicks when you know that they mention that Galen said that the rider took off to the southeast, and that the rider's clothes are generally soaked. You remember from your travels through the Misty Forest, through your more expertise compared to the rest of the party of the Misty Forest, you recall that one of the major rivers that ironically flows south to north, at least even though the elevation is higher in the south, down in the north, to the far eastern edges of the forest is a great waterfall.
Is that something that I would be able to kind of point out by looking at the map that Cecile shown me?
Yes.
So I'm going to kind of air trace the map a little bit before tapping on where the waterfall would be on it and being like, there's a massive waterfall like right here.
I'll look at Alyssa.
That's where we're going.
All right.
And
Where are
I'm
we
telling
in
you
relation
guys
to
right
that?
now? This is probably a stronghold. So rest spells, like we need to go in full force.
Where are we in relation to where this waterfall is, Tim? Roughly.
Let's see. Atland is probably right between this R&D. Well, there we go. That pops back up.
So that's where we are.
So right here is
Little
where
blip.
the little black blip between the R and the D of Daggerford.
Okay.
And you guys had encountered sighting it were the orange boxes off to the far east.
Okay.
And based on, let me change the color to blue for waterfall. You are pretty certain that the location of the waterfall somewhere over in that direction.
Is
The
there a
the three settlements that were pointed out here, here, and here. But that is because, Alita, you know that smack dab in the middle here is the approximate whereabout of Melindrock's castle. Which means that the information that Galen has given to Neuron Vein are probably
Basically
the triangulation.
the dragon.
Takes out those settlements.
Where?
Melindrock has no backup.
So, is there, just out of curiosity, with the help of Alita and her navigational abilities, would there be a possible way to teleport the 7 of us to a spot near there with the teleportation circle?
With how the Misty Forest is, absolutely not.
Yeah, no,
Shit.
Cecile
Aw.
Cecile is sitting here like trying to explain to Nyla if Nyla brings up that. It's like the only way to teleport anywhere in this place is a known circle that you're trying to get to.
Damn it. Okay.
If you were
Oh, I
just
tried.
you can't like she taps at her helm. Like if I was going to a circle I knew, this would work. But in this forest with this thing, with nothing solid to ping off of, that's why you guys gave me the stones. Those will help me triangulate to you. Other than that,
Alright.
everything looks the same in this circle. And Melindrock ain't giving up.
Imagine
Biggest circle
walking through a thick forest on the foggiest day of the year,
Okay.
but having
Bad
that
plan.
be it all the time.
Alright. Bad plan.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
You're
it's
fine.
fine. Like Cecile will also like. It should also be noted, Melindrock is paranoid as fuck. So I'm pretty sure Lady Silverhand is probably one of the only people in existence who has any clue what his circle looks like. Aside from maybe his top advisors or spellcasters. And that's it.
Okay.
Trust me, dude.
So what do you think we should do?
New plan.
So Cecile's trying to do the math. It's like we just saw that dragon last night, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
in that upper corner, which is close to where that waterfall is. I would say we head straight for the waterfall. I'll look at various spellcasters. Be like, do any of you have sending, like on its own, not the stones?
I have I still have the fuck wait the thing
What was the question?
Just asking the spellcasters if anyone has sending.
I
don't
got
have
animal,
Not off the
anything.
stones.
I got animal messenger.
I got
That might not
Tele-
be a
We
bad
have
idea.
Delta, we have
that-
crows to send back to Ravenfall. We have a lot we can do.
Yeah.
raise telepathic. There we go.
That's not sending. That's not.
Oh.
No. I'm trying to get word to Melindrock
Oh,
Send
okay.
that
send
this
ravens.
dude. Yeah, ravens might be our only. If we don't have sending, then ravens are our only option to get him.
Hmm.
I don't think. Look at the items
I
I
have
got.
sending?
Because Thor has a bunch of stuff, but I don't think I have
Well,
anything.
Or if we can
We
get
already
word
used
to somebody who
ravens.
can.
We have two
Oh wait,
options.
would
Wait,
um,
Hydrune, what about the Raven Queen?
What about the Raven Queen?
Do you think she could, in her own way, help us get word across?
Me
trying to
ask a
save
deity to
people.
be a messenger. Sure,
It's
that's
not.
a great
No, no,
idea.
no. We. Oh my God. We could do. If she wants an exchange. We're talking about saving.
with all the
people.
talking that I've done with Gurel Tim back at Raven's Watch,
Mhm.
like she obviously has scry and various divination things. Do I know whether or not she's got sending? Would I know that at this point?
I'm pretty sure she would.
Ooh, wait.
Or at least getting word back to whatever we can get back word back faster to either Waterdeep or to Raven's Watch.
I'm curious
hold on.
if country's got the same wavelength I'm sending.
Of the well, there are two options going through my head here, so let me cook. There-
Okay.
First option
Just don't boil over.
of the people that we know who have a good bit of pull, and would more than likely have somebody at least in their group that would have sending. Do I know any of them that would actually recognize if they're being scried on?
No.
Do you have scrying?
I have scrying. That's why I'm wondering.
No.
Especially if I'm not trying to hide my presence while doing it.
Like, are you trying to scry a location?
I'm trying to scry on them in a way that they would be able to be like, wait, somebody's watching me type deal. To be able to try to I don't know. Option 2.
Oh,
Delta.
Okay.
Option 2 is Delta.
So option 2 is Delta. The
There's
reason
also
why
a
I'm
potential
asking
option 3, but
The Raven that
Hydrune
was up
wouldn't.
there with him.
But Hydrune wouldn't know that.
Wait.
What is option 3?
Hydrune doesn't know what's upstairs.
Well, no, Alyssa opened the cage
I did.
Oh.
to let the burb go where.
Yeah,
the
'cause
burb
I-
To which it is hovering nearby your guys' gathering point.
just chilling.
Would I
But if
notice
the
it?
bird's been living in here.
Alyssa's just like, come here. Come here. to the bird.
This one's been living in the forest its whole life.
It's a
probably.
raven. Why?
It swoops down.
Alyssa pulls out a scroll and starts writing a bunch of shit on it.
Like, if it's a raven, does that mean I can actually technically communicate it with it, or is that only with Delta?
Delta's your familiar. But Delta has more abilities than a common raven.
Yeah, but even before we came into the Misty Forest, even Delta was like, I'd get lost in there.
Yeah. But Delta also has the ability to relay messages differently than Oh, the
regular
ravens.
raven.
In what way?
So, because Delta is a entity summoned by the Raven Queen.
Well, this raven that was up there that Alyssa let out of its cage would know the way, right?
Yes.
Delta could then be led to Melandrock by that raven, so Delta
Oh
could
my
would
god,
get
a
lost.
tag team?
Yep.
Would Delta have to get back to us though? If we're gonna be
Delta
moving,
can just be desummoned and resummoned at me.
But say Hydroon
She's
can
my
summon.
familiar.
Yeah. Hydroon can basically give Delta a location ping when Delta's flown off. Delta will always know the location of Hydroon.
but
It's
yeah,
getting somewhere else
this
from Hydroon that's the
raven
issue.
it's been in this forest its whole life. It probably knows how to get to Melandrock's place.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I'm just gonna look at the raven because while we can't understand the raven without speak with animals, ravens are smart.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I used detect thoughts on the raven, and it was
Mhm.
smart enough to give me vibes. So Cecile's
hold
just
on.
gonna look at the raven and be like, "Do you know how to get to Melandrock?"
Ah.
Alyssa's listening.
Which Alyssa hears, of course.
Yes.
Cool.
I'm going to summon Delta.
Okay. Delta appears.
I was gonna look at the raven and be like, before you go, Alyssa.
Delta doesn't necessarily appear like poof, here's magic. It's like, I'm gonna summon Delta, and Delta just kind of appears to come swooping down from some tree. Like she has always been there.
She,
Where she
Nyla will
comes from,
hold-
you never know. She just appears.
I don't question it
Nyla will
anymore.
Nyla will hold out some seed for the raven that was talking to Alyssa at first and be like, just for your troubles and helping us. Thank you for helping us for outing the traitor. Here you go. And she holds out seed for it as a reward.
And I
Cecile's
just
gonna
look
look at
at
Nyla.
it's a thank you. Here you
Seeds?
go.
Cecile's
I'm
gonna
a
look at
Connor
Nyla
ball, thank you.
and be like, "Go find it, meat. Go find it, meat. Trust
Oh,
me,
meat.
meat.
My bad. I'm sorry.
I pull some jerky out of my bag and hand it to the raven.
Dried, but still good.
It's the best I have right now.
She'll look at Hydroon and be like, I feel bad now. I didn't mean to offend it.
Wait. Cecile is gonna walk in the direction that Alyssa came from. And it's gonna come back.
Oh no!
Yes.
With
Some fresh meat.
Some fresh meat.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's
an
just,
eyeball?
It's
Entrails.
Stick with the theme.
yeah. There's
Stick with the
it's
gag.
fresh meat. That's all I'm gonna state. It's a little bit of actually.
Still
very
warm,
fresh.
still wriggling.
If somebody is familiar with various tissue and how it looks like, it's a little bit of liver
Okay.
and maybe a finger.
Bite-sized
something like that.
pieces.
Yeah, bite-sized pieces in her hand. And just be like, I'm sure this will taste very very satisfying.
Like the raven even like jumps on your arm to start devouring this.
Mhm.
And at one point, there's even a moment of conversation that Alyssa hears is, "Ooh, this makes me kind of want to dance," and then goes back to eating. Like everyone else just hears the raven like take a second to go caw, and then Alyssa's like, Really?
I'll give
Please
a
tell me-
little
Alyssa's
piece.
just
I'll
like
give a
Alyssa
little
just face
piece
palms
to
and looks
Nyla.
at
Or
Nyla.
Nyla. I'll give a little piece to Nihilus, and Nyla can offer it. But
Yeah,
like,
Nyla
here.
will do that
Timmy,
and just like look at
Hmm.
Alyssa and tell the bird I'm sorry.
please,
I didn't mean
please
to
tell me I
offend it."
hear Delta from my shoulder go, just questioning. Dance.
What? Yeah, it just what? Did I miss
I was like,
something?
What do you mean dance? What? And I actually asked that out loud. What do you mean dance?
I made someone dance while interrogating someone. Hydrune. Don't ask.
Has Nyla even
Well,
put together?
interrogate-
Has Nyla even put together where Cecilia?
No,
Cool.
he's just oblivious.
I'll just look at Alyssa and be like, the bird was very distressed at the amount of lies that came from that individual. I figured it was only fair.
So you write a little scroll and give it to the bird
Mm-hmm.
and ask it to be delivered to Melindrock?
Yes.
And I'm gonna really quickly add to that scroll. If anything needs to be replied to us, tell this Raven.
There's that
This
momentary
Raven
where
to Black. At the end, I'm like, send this Raven to Blackfall when you're done. At the
Blackfall?
bottom of the scroll
I was-
for my
I was-
Raven, I'm like, send this Raven to Blackfall.
Oh yeah, Delta's carrying the one that says if any information needs to be relayed back to us, trying to help you. Send this. Tell this Raven. We'll get it.
so there's the moment of the one freed raven finishing its meal. It seems less cranky now. And when you mention Delta, it kind of like perks up, and like between Alyssa and Hydrune, there's this momentary like bird twitching, but you can hear them, like, who are you? Oh, I'm Delta. Oh, cool. Okay, yep. Nice to meet you. Apparently we're doing this together. Okay, cool.
Whereas Alyssa understands both, I only understand Delta. I get half the conversation.
I'm like, trust me, it's gonna work. We got this.
Yep. So you guys give them directions to be like, we need you to send this message to Melindrock?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
You're,
The Raven
Delta,
knows
you're
the
gonna follow
way,
this
and
one.
yep, the Raven knows the way, and Delta can track your guys' location afterwards.
Yep. Wait for any information to be given back to you to bring it back to us, and then
Right.
then meet up with us.
As it like prepares itself and its wing starts to stretch, and just kind of getting used to not being in the cage. There's a moment where the Raven kind of like front and centers Alyssa, and just kind of gives like that bird nod of thank you.
You're welcome.
And then it takes off with Delta in tow.
Make sure you go to Blackfall when you're done.
I just kind of lean over to Alyssa. You just helped a Raven. I think that
Yeah.
might have earned you a little bit of respect with the Raven Queen.
I hope so. Because after everything that bird told me that motherfucker did, that bird is this whole town's saving grace. Not us. That bird is
It's
what
saving-
saved everybody just now.
Where's the
That's the
saving grace of a
least
couple
I
settlements?
could fucking do. And hopefully we end up saving the other settlements.
Cecile's
Hopefully.
like cleans off dagger and sticks it back into sheath. Like, yeah, there's a
Alyssa's
reason
be
I went
like-
to the amount of work I did.
Alyssa just kind of scratches the back of her head. She's like, what the fuck you're
I
talking
don't know what you're talking about. Whereas
But- oh, no.
Hydrune just
He
knows there
snaps
was a
back
private
and the
execution.
urgency is there and it's like, we gotta go.
Mhm.
Yep. Let's go start heading to the waterfall.
All right. So you guys
Yep.
started heading southeast in the direction of where it was going to be. Despite the fact that at least the Sword Coast, it makes the Misty Forest look small, this is actually quite a rather large area. So you guys start your trek immediately, and you say goodbye to the remaining survivors.
Cece will probably ask the question, what really happened? Like, he didn't see anything. He's like, what really happened? I don't know what happened. Like, the
with
whole walk.
what?
Don't worry about it.
Just the whole walk. Like,
Cecile's
why
just
is
gonna
everyone
act
so...
like, what are you talking about? With what? You gotta be more specific, man.
I don't know. Alyssa came back and that I saw nothing. I don't know what happened. I was on the phone with my...
All you need to know is we got
Nothing.
information that we gotta go now.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, just go with that.
We're gonna save some people. We gotta fucking go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we're booking it.
Now he's drawing like Alyssa drawing back home and being mad. Trying to keep up with the group, just drawing Alyssa walking really mad for that comic strip part.
So you guys start walking, and you guys are maybe an hour or two into your pathing. You believe you found like the large clearing of where Galen had met with the dragon. There's a couple of really, like, all the grass in the area is like matted down, but there does seem to be some very damp spots where the dragon was standing.
We've seen this dragon before, yeah. Or we're pretty
Yes.
sure it's the same dragon. Yeah. So we've got a decent. Granted, that interaction we didn't stick around for, so we can get a better grasp of size for this thing. Are we talking
Alyssa.
adult or ancient?
And somewhere in between.
So Alyssa touches her dragon overcoat and it changes to green.
Immediately also giving yourself camouflage in all these dense forests.
As if I needed that because of the ranger, but yes.
It just kind of makes sure overall, because I think you had it black for the longest time.
Yeah, it was.
But now, like, your coat kind of goes into different shades of green as it just scales out.
Yeah, it's been black since we were at the Mithril Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were facing it black. Yeah.
I
So
need
let's
all
look
of
at this.
you to roll me a perception check.
Nat 20.
12.
Fuck.
Would you
Gonna
get
do
any
math.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was trying to scroll over to perception. For some reason, my computer
Nature?
left at first on nature. It lagged on nature.
Okay,
I mean,
well,
my passive's 21.
yeah.
9 with a nat 1 perception. Shit.
I rolled the same as what my passive perception is.
So, especially the Alyssa CC Alita Tibbers combo, you notice very faintly they're just off to the north of where you guys are going, is what looks to be very hidden in all the brush and the trees, is a stone path that just kind of leads off the road a bit.
I think we should go that way. I pointed out, I'm like, hey, Cecile, Adrian.
Timber's already halfway there.
What? Oh.
All right. You notice that this
Yeah,
stone
why not?
path is incredibly old. It's broken apart, and it's in probably a patch of extremely dense foliage. There are shrubs everywhere. And it
Oh,
kind of
boy.
forces the group to move single file. So,
Favorite
marching
terrain?
order. Huh?
This is favorite terrain
Uh,
for me. So
Yeah.
any difficulty in the path negates.
Yep.
Nyla's fourth.
So I take it Alyssa goes first.
Probably
Yeah, I'm
people
definitely
who
gonna lead.
notice it probably towards the front.
I'm going to sit closer to the back, so there's a heavy hitter back there.
Yeah, same here. I'll cover. I'll cover. Hydroon. I'll cover with Hydroon.
I'll be in the
I'm now,
middle.
I'm now sitting in the front because I have my protection of war and protection of courage. And I
I'll be
episode.
so we got Hedron and Timbers towards the back, Nyla in the middle. Where's Lita at?
Lita's gonna be, yeah.
So I think it'll go Alyssa, Cece, Cecile.
Nyla.
Nyla.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys branch off and go down this very thick forest. For everybody except Alyssa, this area is kind of difficult to terrain, but there's this clear path if you guys are looking down that kind of leads upward. And as you guys are going, you notice that the stone pathway starts to incline up a small set of stairs.
Ooh boy.
Where you can kind of see that above the small staircase, it kind of plateaus, and off to the right, you see the stone path becomes more like a foundation, maybe like a garden area. You think that maybe ancient homestead, maybe at one point. But then the two up in front. I need a perception check.
Perception.
Ooh, ouch.
23.
I don't
These
see it.
CC, you hear what sounds like a twig breaking, stick breaking. Kind of off to the right.
Does he do the swivel head thing?
Yes.
Then I will immediately look that direction, even if I haven't clocked it yet.
I'm walking in front and I didn't hear it, so I guess I'm still walking.
If I heard it, I'm touching Alyssa and looking to the right.
So then I will look, and then I will look.
So the three of you
Oh,
see
look.
somewhere up in this direction a pair of eyes kind of like peering back before it ducks behind some brush.
How big?
So smaller.
Small.
Yeah.
Smaller.
Precaution, I pull out the flame sword. I'm not pulling out the pistol. Close range is not the best for the pistol. Even in the forest where you're trying to hide, guns is not helpful.
Cecile hasn't drawn her blade yet, because whatever it is just watching us. Like, so you said I saw the eyes.
I'm
But
gonna go
that's
out
it,
on a
no shape.
limb and just be like, we don't mean harm. She just says it out loud. We don't mean harm. She puts her hand up for the rest of the group to just hold on. And just says, we don't mean harm.
You hear a second scurry kind of up there, like moving, shuffling of feet. Maybe you hear foliage being walked on.
To me, in the misty forest, what is the common language in this forest?
Most commonly, probably Elven.
Damn.
God damn it. I mean, I know Sylvan, which is Elven adjacent, but not quite.
Mm.
Adjacent. Same here. Elven adjacent.
Do you guys
It's,
try
well,
to?
it's Sylvan.
Do you ascend the
I mean, I'll
stairs?
try. I will say. I'll repeat the same thing, but in Sylvan, because it's the closest I've got to Elvish, and I know that the Misty Forest might have Fey-esque creatures in it, so it's like I'll repeat in Sylvan. Like, we don't mean harm. Just did the stairs look normal?
Yeah, old but normal.
Question. I'm not actually gonna do it, but just out of curiosity, is there like a way to go around the steps, like through here, and like scout, or no?
Hmm. What?
Oh, you want to go off the path?
Not too far off the path, but like enough where I can like climb up on this rock.
I would wait until we figure out what's going on, but that's me personally. I mean,
Well, I
don't
was
let
gonna
me
see
stop
if
you, but
Yeah, I was just gonna see if I can't stealth my way there, and try to do like a scout thing.
Stealth check.
Stealth check, stealth check, this is stealth check. Da-da-da-da-da. Well, this is not gonna go well, hopefully, but who cares? Stealth is a +5. Don't do me dirty. Oh, fuck yes! 19 plus 5!
So you shuffle off to there, and
Like, before I even do it, I also tell Cecile what I'm doing, so she knows. Like, in a whisper, though.
I know, but Cecile's
I'm gonna
also
go over
like,
this way.
we literally
how are you
just talked
climbing
about
up?
not doing shit.
By using your feet, using your arms?
By using Mage Hand!
What
It's
do
not.
you mean?
Mage hand doesn't help with lifting.
That doesn't.
Oh.
Mage hand can only lift
That's how
5
that
pounds anyway.
Oh shit, you're right. Never mind. Actually, wait. Do I have something in my inventory that I do? I have rope. I'm gonna
It's
try
not.
to
It's
cast.
not very tall. I just need to know how are you pulling yourself up the rock.
Oh, yeah. I guess I'll just climb. But like using my hands.
Okay, athletics check.
Athletics check. Oh, please be a good roll.
Hey, Badger, I'm gonna go ahead and I guess basically go
Okay.
ahead and wall save into a hawk.
Athletics
Okay.
is a +7. 27? No.
Did you get a 20?
No, I got 17 plus 7.
24.
Oh, 24.
Timbers is now hawk.
Yeah, and the hawk timbers is gonna. Hold on a second.
So Nyla, you climb up the rock. Nyla, Alyssa, CC, Cecile, perception check.
Mm, 18.
So pretty good.
18.
22.
Whatever was here scurries off over here. You catch what was over here.
Uh,
Scurries off over here.
I'm not seeing
Um,
any of that.
I'm not seeing any of the pings.
Yeah, I see the
So,
pinks.
It goes from like 1 o'clock, goes up closer to 12 o'clock. It's
So
heading
it
north.
goes from here to here.
Here to like here.
Oh, okay.
Not sure why it's not pinging, but okay.
There we go. Was that you?
Barada, that one?
Just showed up. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
Well,
it's
why is
pinging
it
from
showing
there
first?
to up over here.
Timberhawk is gonna go ahead and at least try to fly over to this tree right over here.
Okay, and I will say, Cecile, Cecile, you guys see whatever moves
Mhm.
has semi-reflective skin.
My reflective
Reflective
skin?
skin.
You almost picture
Like scales, like or like that oily.
whatever little light that it pops out into kind of glimmers back as it takes off.
Can I roll a nature check?
Sure. Hawk Tibbers, where are you going?
To the tree right over here. I'm at least gonna try to fly up about 40 feet in the air and fly over there.
So you're just gonna kind of like fly straight up the path.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and fly straight up the path.
Oh no shit. Probably.
Well, it's got a +4 to perception. You want to try to roll a perception check? Tibbers.
Oh, yeah. Would that be so? That would be Timber's perception, right? Or would that be Hawk?
It'd be Hawk.
Okay, Hawk. Okay, give me a sec. Yeah, I
You're
need
trying
the.
to see with the Hawk size. It
Yep,
should
so,
be set
I
to
can't.
player accessible.
There we go. Yep, there we go. Now I can do it. All right, let's see. All right. Perception +4. Hell yeah. 14.
You still can't see what it is, but there are two things moving around in the brush.
Oh wait.
Doing really well to stay out of sight.
Hold on. I basically forgot that I just read that has keen sight would have advantage on perception checks. So let me at least roll one more time, and we'll go with the.
The
Okay,
higher?
15. Yeah, 15's a higher.
Still really can't see what it is, but you know there's something. There's two. Whatever there are down there. There's two of them.
All right, and I basically get the that animal sense that it's dangerous.
Speak with animals?
No.
No. Okay.
Can I use speak with animals to be like, hey, we're not gonna hurt you?
All right. I'm basically gonna fly.
What's
fly
your
over.
passive perception, Alyssa?
18.
Which would probably mean that Cecile hears this too. You hear the faintest whispering in a language I think both of you know. That's what they all say. Draconic.
It's draconic, so I do understand it.
Yeah,
Yep.
same here. I would too.
And when you say we mean you no harm,
Are they fucking kobolds?
you hear the faintest, that's what they all say, in just barely whispered.
So I'm going to, in a very kind, like,
I'm gonna like.
draconic
Cece, do you
tone,
still
I'm
have
just
your
gonna be
sword out?
like, I promise, we don't mean.
I
If you
do.
want us to prove it, we can.
Cecile's gonna like put a hand on sword and be like, put it away.
Immediately like sheath it.
We
Like
don't
if they're telling me to sheath it.
hurt you. Alyssa's saying all this in Draconic. We don't want to hurt you. We literally mean no harm. We're just trying to prevent something bad from happening, and I can tell you two are not going to get in the way of that. You might even be able to help us and save some people.
You see through the brush 2 pairs of diluted golden eyes, reptilian eyes. But they don't seem to want to move closer to you. Do you move up the stairs?
I take one step to gauge their reaction. And I have my hands up, like, I'm showing my hands, like, I don't have anything. I'm not.
They don't scurry. They just are watching you.
So I kind of kneel down because I want to get closer to their level because I assume it's a very small creature.
If
And I'm just like,
I'm gonna look at Nyla. Just be like,
no, I have the spell Calm Emotions. Do you think maybe that'll
No.
make them feel better?
they're draconic. I
Cecile's gonna be like, not all creatures react well to having spells put on them without their consent.
I feel like they could be
No.
kobolds. I feel like they're kobolds.
Hawk
You're a hawk.
Tibbers, where are you?
You're a hawk.
Yeah, I know. I was saying I was gonna at least fly over to this tree right over here.
Okay. As you are flying in that direction,
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be you. Okay. As you are flying that direction, you suddenly feel this massive presence above you.
Oh.
It comes down swiftly.
Oh
It
shit.
grabs a hold of you and drags you to the ground.
Oh shit.
Its pressure knocks you out of hawk form
Oh fuck.
because that's a lot of falling damage for a hit point of 1.
Yeah, so I was right here then. So
Do we
damn.
see that?
Oh yeah. But in an instant,
what is
you
it?
see Tibbers land and it's now pinned underneath a boot. 2 red
Tibber!
wings flared above, horns out of
Oh.
the head of the creature standing there, sword drawn, and you see a tail wickering behind it.
Alyssa throws. Alyssa throws.
But
Hold
Hey.
on.
Wait, Badger, do I get a good look at this person?
perception checks, I actually know investigation.
All right, investigation. All right, because I feel like I might know who this is. Advantage roll. All right, here we go. Damn, 27. Okay.
It appears to be some sort of a tiefling, but not a tiefling. Its wings are more fiendish, and it stands tall with the grace of an elf, despite its red skin. It has a dagger, and it holds it to you like a rogue would hold up a person from moving. But you can also see its eyes are exhausted and tired and very protective. It doesn't say anything. It just pants and breathes and is trying its best to regain composure. You kind of realize that in that moment, it only saw a potential threat, but it didn't have the time to identify the threat.
So Alyssa pauses. Hand on dagger like this. Alyssa's like,
Cecile, you would notice on piece of cloth etched onto its vest. It's got the symbol of the Harpers.
Cecile will move past Cece. Sir, clearly, I put the Sun and Moon swords into my bag, so the only sword is the giant ass sword. But that's cheap and on my back. And Cecile will reach into a pouch and pull out like cow amulet, more or less, with the same symbol on it, and just is moving forward while holding it out for this individual to see. It's like whoa. Holding it out.
Get off the bar, you bitch!
Get off the what?
Get off the bar, you bitch!
Nyla, shut up. Just stop. And I'm
She doesn't know
holding
what's
out
going on.
symbol. Which is why
Cecile, as you get closer, despite its tiefling appearance, you know what this creature is.
Not a tiefling.
But instead it's a Feyre.
Feyre speaks Sylvan? And does this individual match a description
no.
that a certain other Harper told me?
Yes.
Harry?
Whereas tieflings are humans and devils are fiends, a fairy would be an elf and some sort of darkened creature. So in this
Elf
case,
adjacent.
so
Elf
in
adjacent.
this case, sun elf and succubus.
Huh?
So many questions. Later. But yeah, Cecile holds up the symbol for the Harpers. And what was the name Remy gave me? Amir? Right?
Yep. Its eyes dart to you.
Amir.
Sees the necklace. Looks down, or the amulet, I should say. Kind of looks down at Tibbers.
I know he smells, but he's fine.
The look on Tibbers' face as he stares at this creature. The look on Tibbers' face as he stares at the creature is a mixture, is a sight of absolute mixture of fear and anger, rage, as he is just frozen right there. Can't move, can't speak.
He very quickly removes the dagger, stands up almost to an attention. Like I said, posing with the grace of an elf. Sees his blag and you'll have to forgive me. I have been busy.
Been off the
Forgive
map.
As he
Fucking
lets
kidding me?
Tibbers go. His wings kind of like curl down back around its clothing, and he kind of goes back into that very roguish cloaked appearance. But just how he looks at the two of you, he just looks
He's
exhausted.
Tears. Yeah. That was. When did you sleep last?
I don't remember. It has at least been a fortnight.
Bro, you need sleep.
Yeah. You've been protecting these, and I'll point around in vague directions to the few.
You see, as he kind of like looks back and nods, you see stepping out of the foliage two very young copper dragonborn.
The coppers. Okay.
Oh, coppers are good. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Like Cecile, like
Took me a second, but I was like,
instantly
oh, yeah, I get it.
flex. It's like, okay, how young are the coppers?
Uh,
Yeah, you said
well,
copper dragonborn. Yeah.
Copper Dragonborn, yes. They're still children in Dragonborn senses. And Cecile, they both seem to carry a characteristic of someone you are very familiar with.
Oh, hell no.
I
not
knew
tell me
paying it-
that.
I knew remembering story would actually come in handy.
That's
Can
why I
can
was
I
asking.
kind of make my way to them in like a calm manner, just a chill sense?
Now that Amir has calmed down, he lets you approach.
Okay. I want to walk up to them and
Yes.
kind of like sit on the ground, so I'm like
Not
eye level
imposing.
with them. Exactly. I kind of want to just chill.
Yeah, so
Kind
you
of
kind
show
of
them. And just, I kind of want to be like, hey, you want to see something really cool? I want to keep them distracted while Cecile
I'm
and
clocking it
Timbers talk with this one.
immediately.
So despite
Yeah,
being
I'll-
children, they are still very much in that like teenage, like very young teenage. Like in terms of like humans, they'd be on the cups to like 12 to 14.
Oh, so they
Still,
would like.
yeah, they're still they're very young, but you can tell that somebody's been teaching them stealth because they were able to avoid the whole lot of you really fucking well.
Alyssa,
I want to show them. I want to show them the cryo blade, and I want to show them the dagger. I just want to be like, hey, check this out. This is what this does. You know, this kind of thing.
Oh, dude, look at that! Like they're like, oh yeah, look at that! Like they've dropped their. They don't just speak Draconic now; they're speaking Common.
Alyssa, ask them if they're hungry.
Are you kids hungry?
They kind of like look at each other and then kind of look at Amir, and Amir kind of mentions, hey, it's been a day.
How long have we been traveling, Tim?
Okay.
Like from the start of going into the forest, hitting the village, and then getting here. Are we hitting the point where we do a long rest?
This would probably be
how
like
long
middle afternoon.
No.
You guys enter the forest before sunrise.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I'm
as
gonna-
you guys are now like approaching and Alyssa's entertaining the kids, Amir kind of like walks over to a log and he doesn't sit as gracefully as he looks like he would. He kind of plops and his hands go to his
Oh.
face and he just has that like a large weight has just been kind of lifted now that you guys are here.
I'm gonna look at the mirror. Like these are sledges, yeah.
Yeah.
Alyssa, keep them distracted. Keep the kids distracted for about an hour.
An hour.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
What are you
Are
doing?
you gonna go cook? Are you gonna go cook and hunt? Is that what you
She's gonna go cook, hunt, but
You know
it gives me a chance to use something.
Anyway. Yeah, Cecile's just gonna how where are you trying to get them?
He kind of shrugs, but you can kind of see from talking to him that this whole area behind him to the right of where you guys are, there's a stone, like a little stone platform, but underneath all the foliage and roots and whatnot, there's a like underground home. Like someone lives here. And this dense foliage hides it really fucking well. You kind of realize that this isn't just a place that they're hiding. Like,
This is their home.
this is their home.
Okay.
You want to do Heroes Feast?
Yes.
Maximum.
I'd say we all get inside,
And do the feast?
do everything, just maybe call it a night. But yeah, let's go in where it's quiet
Yeah, kind of.
and less
Now
observing.
that he's got some of his, right, he stands up and kind of looks over at the kids and he's like, "Go on and show them your place." And they're just like, "Oh, really? Yeah, cool, company." And they like grab Alyssa by each arm and just like start
I'm just
dragging him into the house.
I'm like,
And
fucking yeah,
which-
come on, let's go.
In which, you know, is that what does everybody else do back there? You guys following suit?
I'm following.
Yeah, I'm following and gonna prep for Heroes Feast.
All right. So you guys all manger up, go up to the right there. You guys go along the platform where all of these roots and trees and large ancient, you know, foliage,
I think that's
like-
a D8.
the roots and the very
That's
thick
cute.
ground and everything make basically like a more of a forested hobbit home.
Just
That's a
as
D10.
Walking into the Domus it kind of goes down like 4 or 5 steps for lots of head clearance. You know, it's designed for somewhere taller person. You can easily tell that the entire house is like designed almost like a dragon's den. It's a very nice one, despite the fact there's a couple mementos on the walls and on the furniture that really kind of scream sledge. But you can tell that this place is not only very well hidden, but very defendable. But yeah, you guys go on in. Nyla prepares the hero's feet as it takes 10 minutes as a ritual, looks like.
Sticking
And,
with Amir.
Yep. But yeah, everyone ventures in. You guys prepare, and perfect time to stop for the night.
Timbers is gonna stay outside. Okay.
Huh?
All right, I guess.
I mean, I'm not even sure Amir's gone. Has Amir gone in, or is Amir still outside?
He'll wait for one of the
I'm
last
sticking
ones to
with
go
him.
in. Yeah, he'll be one of the last ones to go in. He's got this entire body language of, you know, he's going to do everything last because he's the defender.
So yeah, if everybody's going to the right, Timbers basically is gonna book it to is basically, you know, immediately book it left.
I'm
Yeah,
eating
you're not
the
gonna go
fucker.
in because we're not leaving you outside.
Come
Like
eat with us,
Seal's
you
not
little
going
bitch.
in.
Yeah, no, Timbers is not. Timbers, like I said, the look on his face is absolute fear.
I
Please.
will kind of
He's
like head
he's
nod to
visibly
Amir.
uncomfortable with Amir.
Very uncomfortable.
I will like head nod Amir to go on in. Like I'll just give him a look of like, I've rested. You haven't. Go on in. I'll talk to him.
The bonuses to this is all creatures to the point of 12, which I'm assuming in total of our party.
We'll deal with that. You're
We did that
casting it
last
right
week.
now. We're ending it.
Okay.
we'll,
we're ending it.
We'll pick up with the feast next time.
Gotcha.
Sounds good.
But
And
yeah,
Cecile talking to Timbers.
you guys finally get a
Yep.
face to the entity that's kind of been stalking you guys for a little bit.
Definitely.
But you
been
guys
here
will figure all
once.
that out next time. So we will say goodbye to Kick and YouTube this time, and hopefully see everybody next week as we enter episode 60. And we'll go from there.
6-0.
Big old 6-0 next
Yeah.
week. All right. Until then, night.
Bye.
Peace.